matter how complicated your injury case, you should never be charged 45% or 50% in attorney's fees ever. Direct, experienced, unrelenting, and honest local representation matters. It's called home court advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries. So for the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, inviting you to come join them every Wednesday for their midweek madness drawing, giving away $2,000 in total cash starting at 6 p.m. It's a safe and friendly environment, plenty of well-lit parking available, and it's conveniently located right there in downtown Sacramento. And remember, best food, best service, best games, 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Tune in every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the Toyota Tahoe Report with Johnny Mosley and me, Elena, bringing you the latest weather conditions up at Tahoe. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers, Toyota. Let's go places.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the Drive, baby!
The Drive Guys, Kevin Gleason and Allen Stiles. It's drive time with the Drive Guys.
Big story tonight. We got Mike Brown returning with the Knicks. Of course, we all know that. I guess, Allen, as Jay said yesterday, this kind of makes it official. When he comes in with another team, and yeah, there's the build-up, but then once this game is over, it's like, yep, that's it. Mike Brown he's long gone.
Yeah, and it's probably time. We were talking about squeezing out as much juice of the lemon as you can and a lot of these different topics as we're leading up to the trade deadline and more players being available. Tomorrow, Jonathan Kuminga. And you just get to a point, Whitey, where enough is enough. And I think the Mike Brown thing, great story. I told the story how my mom actually met Mike Brown. They
Really?
were both at one of the museums in Sacramento. My mom was with my daughter. He was with his grandson. And my mom didn't know it was Mike Brown, but my wife did and said, I'm pretty sure that's Mike Brown. So my mom pretends like she knows exactly who he is, and they're chumming it up the whole time. So great guy, great story, but it's probably time to turn that page.
You know, a lot of people have been talking about where it all went wrong for the Beam team. I know Slates just wrote some last night.
Yeah.
Really interesting. And he had a few tidbits in there like, I thought I knew everything. I didn't quite know that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take it back further. To me, this is where it all started to go wrong. Not to dredge it all up, but just to get a clear idea of where we are, how we got here. To me, it all started to go wrong for the Beam team before any of us knew that it was going wrong.
Yeah.
And that was going back to that first trade deadline, 2022-23. And the Kings were, at the time, they were 31-23, okay? And they were the surprise team in the league. It's like, this is great. Mike Brown as a coach, like, man, this is amazing, and light the beam. Everybody was just enjoying it.
Right.
So the deadline came up, and, of course, the Kings were a little, the roster was a little thin here or there. Keegan, of course, was a rookie that year, and as you may remember, the first game of the year, he didn't start. KZ Okpala started. Why? Because the Kings were a little thin at that spot. KZ Okpala was a really good defender, and Mike Brown also wanted to stress defense. But you get to the trade deadline, February 9th of 2023. Here's some of the names that were moved at the deadline that year. Dorian Finney-Smith, Jared Vanderbilt, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Sadiq Bey, Garrison Matthews, Dario Saric, Svi Mihaliuk, Kevin Durant, TJ Warren, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Jay Crowder, Jalen McDaniels, Josh Hart, Danny Green, Mike Muscala. Some of the players that were moved, all of whom probably could have helped the Kings.
Yeah.
You know who the Kings got? Kessler Edwards.
That's right.
And I remember at the time, everyone was caught up in the excitement. It's like, wait, that's all he did? Oh, well, maybe they'll do more in the offseason, and besides, the season's great. So we kind of forgot about it. You remember you fast forward to Game 7 of the playoffs that year, and, Mike Brown's looking for a card to play on that bench, and he doesn't have a lot of cards to play, so he plays the Terrence Davis card, and he had 14 points.
Yeah.
But clearly that was a weak spot in the roster, and the Kings gave us whether it was Monty or ownership, I don't know, but the indication was there. The red flag was raised right there at the deadline. It's like, we ain't fixing this.
Yeah.
And I have to think De'Aaron Fox saw that. The next offseason, They really didn't do anything. They brought in, Sasha Vezenkov, that didn't work out. They brought in Duarte, that didn't really work out. They retained Harrison Barnes. They paid a lot of money to Domas. I really think that's where it started. I think De'Aaron had to, notice that. And because the Kings were never able to address that, or they chose not to address that, I think that's what doomed the Beam team.
I would say this, and I understand when a team is so hot, you don't want to mess anything up. And based on the record that you just said, that's hot for the Kings.
Yes.
But that's not something where, they're 40-2 and you just can't do anything. I get all of that. But at the same time, I would say if you look at where the Kings were going, I don't know that it was specifically that trade deadline as much as it maybe was at the end of the season. Because the only thing I would say is, let's say they make a trade, it doesn't work, and they miss the playoffs for whatever reason, everybody would be saying, why did you mess that up? Or why did you mess up a good thing? I think it was very delicate how Monty McNair had to go about it for that trade deadline. Once you lost to a 6 seed, I know they were defending, but once you lost to the 6 seed, then I think that summer, I would agree with you there. I'll give them a pass for the trade deadline only because, hey, we're finally in a good spot. Let's not tinker with anything. But once you lost, this is what we've seen the Pistons then take that next step. The Rockets, let's go get KD. We'll see how it works out for them. When you get to that spot, some of these younger teams, the Hawks, right? Now let's build on it. So I agree with you for that offseason. So maybe it's just a semantics thing, but that trade deadline, I'll give them a pass.
Yeah, and we all did at the time, and that's why I say, and you're right, everything you said is correct. What I'm saying is when that happened, we didn't realize, no, this is a trend. This isn't just, we're fine for now.
Yeah.
This is going to be their philosophy going forward.
Right.
We just, like you said, at the time, it was like, okay, the team's playing well, so nothing to worry about. You just stay tuned.
Right. We're fine forever. And funny enough, that the trade that you're talking about, it never came. It never came. The closest we got was DeMar DeRozan, who we decided, I think, on yesterday's show, that we both agree they've just decided that he is a forward, but he was not typically a forward throughout majority of his career, so they never really addressed it to this moment.
Right, and I think that's what Slates was writing about, was that Monty McNair missed with some marginal moves, Kessler Edwards, Chris Duarte. Then it got to a point where ownership felt, we got to do something.
Yeah.
And then that was an overreach to bring in DeMar. It was an overreaction to the lack of addressing the problem. Right. And I think De'Aaron, that's really was one of his chief complaints, is like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, well, look, I'll tell you this much, and I'm not trying to get in trouble. It's only day 3. But I will say this, at least if you're Mike Brown, it's not as if, I think it would be worse if they did all this stuff once they moved on from him. If they got all these bells and whistles. I'm looking here. Whitey, you were a part of the midday show for a while. I was a part of the midday show last couple of years. I'm looking at all the bells and whistles that Matt and Kayla are getting. I'm thinking, I didn't get anything. Deuce Mason, I've been begging Deuce Mason to come on the show for the last 2 years. Matt gets him on day 3.
Or you ain't got the juice, man.
Well, apparently not.
It's part of the game sometimes,
I had a kid in Sacramento. Nobody cares. I guess I'm not Sacramento. At least it's not like that, Whitey.
You built that time slot.
I built that, by the way. Brick by brick.
Are you on this air crying about Deuce Mason?
Brick by brick.
Are you serious?
It's principle, Jay. So at least Mike Brown, all right, at least he's not coming back and they got all this good stuff for Doug, right? When Mike left, and they haven't really improved. So that's the very least I could say. Mike is coming back. He's the one.
Yeah.
He's the one with the bells and whistles. So at least he doesn't got to worry about that.
What do you think of this idea, Jay? I have to get a chef's hat in here.
Give a pat on my boy back.
Yeah, I'm going to get a chef's hat.
Dog, you upgraded. Don't worry about Deuce Mason. We got other things going on here, man.
We'll get Deuce on for you.
No. If AJ, they weren't with me shooting
That's
in
right.
the gym.
They weren't shooting in the gym.
They weren't with me shooting
Turn your back on them,
We
fella.
good now. We good now. Jay got me now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Jay got me now.
You got Dave McMenamin.
But I know we got Dave McMenamin first day, because I know I'm not in our boss's office, and the TV was on. Obviously, he's listening to all the shows. I said, I know that's not Deuce Mason. He's not available. He's not available. 10 a.m., 2 p.m. That's what I believe.
Which, by the way, was also his time slot.
Well, apparently, he kept it busy. So I know I didn't see that.
Fired up, Alan. I'm rocking with you. Do you, baby?
I got 20/20 vision. Whitey, I'm in the meeting. I'm rubbing my eyes. I know that's not Deuce Mason. Okay. Go ahead, Whitey.
I'm going to get a chef's hat here, so when Alan's cooking, I'll put that on.
I like that.
An indicator.
I like that.
Look
out.
Look out.
I can't believe that.
Mr. IKEA is cooking. He spent the afternoon at IKEA.
Talk about DAP Watch. Don't try to dap me up after that. DAP Watch is all bad.
What was you doing at IKEA, man?
I had to get, a new bookshelf. There's a lot going on.
I got you.
And now I got all
life
this.
is life.
I got this free time, so that's where I do my adulting.
Yeah.
You're
trying to just focus on that, but in the back of your head, you're thinking, back of your mind, well, let's see, how much time do I have? Because I got to go in, right?
That's right.
You'll figure it out.
I gotta listen to Deuce Mason. There's a lot I got to do. There's a lot I got to do.
Did you grab a little lunch while you at IKEA?
Oh, yeah.
Meatballs.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
No, I had to hit the Beachhead Deli.
Oh, okay.
I need my Hobie.
Down the way.
Every time.
West Sac.
That's right.
That's the smart.
That's right.
Move.
So,
nothing against the meatballs, but that's the smart play.
I just had to, we good, Whitey.
Yeah.
We good.
You're saucy today. You're spicy. just like Giannis was last night. What'd you think of Giannis?
End it? End it?
What are we ending? His time in Milwaukee?
This whole thing he's been doing, he's on with, what was it, one of the streamers, Kai Cenat, and, I like New York, I like this. I would never technically say I want to be traded, but I will boo my own fans.
I wonder if he was on with Deuce.
I mean, probably. The availability is just not the same. That's all I'm saying. Don't keep me going, Whitey. I'm going to get in trouble, man.
No,
you're not.
You
ain't going to get in trouble.
That's Alan being Alan.
I'm just saying. No, that ain't. Hey, what's that, Jay, from Atlanta? I know that ain't who I think it is. It's all good. I got my sandwich. I got Whitey. I got Jay. We ready to rock and roll, man.
Here we go. Mike Brown Day.
Mike Brown Day.
Yeah. So you think that's it for Giannis? Giannis last night, for those who don't know, the Bucks they came home from a road trip, which the old saying, of course, is first home game is like another road game. They got rolled by a shorthanded Minnesota team. They were getting punked, and then Giannis scores the first basket of the second half. Bucks fans had been booing their own team. Giannis scores, falls down, and one, and he gives the thumbs down and starts booing Milwaukee fans.
Yeah. And he really did stand on business. I mean, in the interview, he really said, "I did all this for the for the franchise." And when he said that, it wasn't the booing, because he could have played that off and said the athlete speak. Hey, I was caught up in the moment. Fans know I love him. He said, "I can't believe he booed," because it's kind of what Joel Embiid had talked about. I did all this for the team, and Joel Embiid, a lot of people thought, well, we never even got to a finals, brother. But Giannis, he did win the whole thing for him. So for the city in general. So I would say that, fair or foul, it doesn't really make a difference. To me, it just, you don't say stuff like that if you're planning on staying.
I've always liked Giannis, but lately he's starting to commit the cardinal sin, which is taking himself too seriously. Mm-hmm. Talking to Sam Amick, I like it here for now. No, I like it. I said I like it here for now. I can change my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you boo me? I think he literally said something like, I'm number one on all the lists or something like that.
Which is so funny, because he should know that they're not really booing him, right? If you were to ask a random Milwaukee Bucks fan, they would say, hey, we're booing the situation. The last person we want to boo is Giannis, because on the other side, Giannis is probably thinking, I know y'all not booing me.
He's making it about him.
This is the worst time for you to tick me off, because you know what it is, Whitey? It reminds me of a relationship. When Giannis doesn't want to be the bad guy. None of these guys want to be the bad guy. You got LeBron James. Hey, well, Rich Paul says, I like Austin Reeves. That's got nothing to do with me. None of these guys want to be the bad guy, right? So Giannis can find an excuse the same way you're in a relationship and maybe you're the person that does want to break up with somebody. But instead of just saying, hey, I want to break up, you say, hey, if I'm not what you want, right, then maybe we should move on. Mm-hmm. Or you put yourself in situations where, well, I don't think that you like me anymore, so I'm going to leave, when we all know that's not really the situation.
Here is Giannis Antetokounmpo last night explaining why he got angry and booed the fans who had booed him.
When you or your teammates or your team has gotten booed on the road, you've hit the fans with a thumbs down in those cities. Tonight you got booed at home. Yeah. You did the same thing. Just kind of, I can't even think of the times you've gotten booed at home.
Never been a part. Do I? Have I? I don't think so. I don't think so, no.
Just
something new for me.
Just what that like kind of?
It doesn't change. It's the same thing. Doesn't matter. I thrive through adversity. I thrive when people don't believe in me. It doesn't matter if I'm on the road, if I'm at home, if I'm on my family dinner, if I'm at the practice facility against my teammate. It doesn't really matter. So yeah, I've never been a part of something like that before. So it's something new for me. I like it though. I love it.
He also said, obviously you're frustrated. I think we didn't play hard. I think we didn't do the right things. We didn't play as a team. That's why you got booed.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And, it reminds me, obviously he didn't say the same thing, but for some reason it always feels like Malik is the one that would get asked about the booing. This is not this season, but in, the last couple seasons. And Malik would be pretty honest and say, I don't like it, but at the same time, you got to stop the fans from having a reason to boo. So the fact that Giannis was kind of separating himself and saying it's one thing to boo the team, but I know you're not booing me, right? You can't necessarily direct your boos to anybody because, Giannis, it is the team that you're on that you keep saying you don't plan on leaving. So what's the problem?
And now the trade deadline is looming, Alan, and Giannis is unhappy. So now we're on, is Giannis going to ask out watch? Except, as you pointed out, he says, I will never ask out directly. Yeah.
Directly. That doesn't mean somebody else.
Is this going to blow up the Kings trade of Zach LaVine to the Bucks?
That's
if
not
Giannis
happening.
Wants out.
That's not happening anymore. I never understood the Bucks. I don't take them very seriously at all. Why you would give up? I know
they've had interest in him going back to last year. That's Zach LaVine,
right? But other teams did too with Zach LaVine. So I get that. I'm just not understanding. I know Kyle Kuzma, terrible PR. Okay, terrible PR, all right? And he was just on the Jennifer Hudson show doing, they dance on their way to the interview, and people said, please do not have a bad game, Kyle Kuzma, because that will get played. I think he had 2 points last night because they stink. But the idea of giving up...
know that.
But the idea of giving up Kyle Kuzma...
What did he wear?
It was like an all-black fit. It wasn't nothing major over the top.
Nothing major, but he's dancing and having a great time. You can't do that. So the fact that the Bucks would give up him and Bobby Portis for Zach LaVine, Whitey, we went through their roster. They'd have no other forwards. They'd have Giannis and Miles Turner as a center and a bunch of shooting guards. And Ryan Rollins. That's what they would have. So I didn't get the Zach LaVine thing because they have no money, and it's not as if you can get Zach LaVine then go get somebody else. They have no money to trade. So I never understood or I never bought in to the Zach LaVine thing. I just never did. I would take.
Yeah, and they don't have much in the way of draft picks.
No, they have one, I think, in 2030, whatever. Now, I would do the deal. A lot of people don't want to do the Bobby Portis, Kyle Kuzma deal. I would do it. But I've always said the more realistic deal would just be a 1-for-1 Kyle Kuzma, Malik Monk. They get a little bit better. They get to keep Bobby Portis. And I know people are tired of Kyle Kuzma and talking about Kyle Kuzma to Sacramento, but he does have 1 year less on his contract. And as Jake Fisher pointed out, the Kings are trying to get years. Everybody is trying to get years off of their books. You pay Kyle Kuzma about $4 million more, but it's 1 year less than Malik. If you're already planning on getting rid of Malik or trying to move Malik, and then when Keegan comes back, he can play the 3.
Mm-hmm. Hollinger today, speaking of trades, he was talking about the Grizzlies and Ja. And he says, and he used to be in the front office there, he says, no one would be surprised if the Grizzlies didn't already have a deal in place and they're just waiting to see if they can do better. Do you think that might be possibly where the Kings are with a thing or two? Like they have something, they know that we can do that, but let's see if we can do something better.
Somebody had that theory about Malik Monk, and I think it might have been connected to Kuminga in a 3-way trade sort of deal. But somebody was saying that when Malik wasn't playing, thinking, hey, we have this deal, so we don't want Malik to get injured. I just would feel, specifically not playing Malik, I just feel like we would see that more often, and we didn't see it very often. Now, it was weird that they did shut down Kuminga, because that's what they had said. Well, they shut down Kuminga, then they shut down Malik Monk. I guess there'd be a third player somewhere there that would also be needing to be shut down, but then they started playing Malik Monk again.
Yeah, I think the Kuminga thing was just Steve Kerr said, that's it, he's not playing.
Yeah.
He hurt his back, when? How? I don't know. He even said that in a press conference.
Yeah.
How'd he hurt his back? I don't know. He's not playing.
Yeah.
So I think that more was about that. By the way, your Warriors are playing pretty well. They destroyed Portland last night.
Well, there was no, my guy didn't play.
Yeah.
Denny didn't play. So that's a nothing burger to me.
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah.
If
but
you
they are
don't-
playing better.
They are.
Jimmy played like he cared last night.
Yeah, I mean, when you get an engaged Jimmy Butler, that's great. But I'm paying you $60 million a year. You should be engaged every day, not worried about what type of coffee that you're bringing into the arena. Enough.
Compio with the question of the day so far. Which Styles family member will call in today?
Come on, man.
Nobody called in yesterday. It's not an everyday thing necessarily.
It's not a thing.
It's Uncle Charlie
It
on
was
Mondays.
just Uncle Charlie, who is still texting me. He said, "Did you see they fired the OC? I told you."
Good for him.
We didn't disagree with you.
Anytime we need any Eagles coverage, he's our go-to guy.
Yeah. Well, it does feel like, I mean, every other year or whatever, the Niners are playing the Eagles in the playoffs. So it feels like it does happen fairly often.
Scotty Pop says, no Kuzma, especially for Monk. I understand what you're saying, Alan, about how there would be some side benefits for the Kings if they made that deal, but people around here would not tolerate that.
They wouldn't,
The
but
pizza guy for
yeah. I mean, look, it could be It could be worse, but if you do, it depends on what you want, right? If you think Kyle Kuzma is that bad and you want AJ DeBansa, you should kind of want this deal, right? I get it. Malik Monk is a tough one. He's my favorite player on the Kings, but you can't be worried about winning games. You have to do something. And if you're one of those people that text in and call in and say, well, they have to do something, ... but not that, then you really are not in the same vicinity of just do something, because that would be something, and it would be something that would make sense.
By the way, Ian Bagley, who covers the Knicks and the Nets, Ian Bagley is going to join us bottom of the hour with the latest on what's going on with the Knicks and Mike Brown. I wanted, since we're talking NBA, I wanted to just express how disappointed and frustrated I am with LeBron. He was asked about Rich Paul's podcast. Rich Paul, of course, talking on a podcast about how I think the Lakers should trade Austin Reeves for Jaren Jackson Jr. And Austin Reeves' agent talked to Rich Paul at the Laker game.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, but LeBron says, well, you know, he could do what he wants.
Yeah.
It's that's his deal. But the agent works for you.
Yeah.
And if you care at all about your teammates and team, at least pretend to recognize, yeah, that's probably not ideal when it comes to team chemistry or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. And,
I don't know. That's his thing. I can't do anything.
right. And look, we understand that this is the age of, you know, hey, we'll just take the slap on the wrist and we'll figure it out later. But he just did too much, Rich Paul. Like, he didn't even hide it. You know, when people are trying to hide, they got ulterior motives and they're good at hiding it. Hey, I never suspected, or you're watching a show and the big reveal. I didn't think that he was a bad guy at all. Rich Paul lasted about a week before he was trying to finesse trades on his pot. He didn't even make it a week.
No.
He was not sly at all.
By the way, Rick Bucher on X pointed out that there's no rules that were broken there. It's not tampering. There's nothing. There's no rule other than, you know, common sense and courtesy. There's no rule prohibiting Rich Paul from doing that.
Yeah. Well, look, maybe it's just and I know what had happened last night, the standoff. Maybe did it happen last night when the agent talked to us?
Yeah, I believe so.
LeBron to Rich Paul. But maybe it's just a situation why this last 24 hours, people are going to stand on business. And I want to say, shout out to Austin Reeves' agent for standing on business. Because you have to say something.
Yes.
Come on, Rich.
Yeah.
We can't be doing that.
Yeah.
Man. You know,
he might have gone, hey, you know, I don't want to deal with this, and now everyone's got to see me talking to you because I got to represent my guy.
Right, and people are timing the talk. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Spoke for over 5 minutes.
Uh-huh.
But that's a DAP watch. That's what we got going today, though. You know?
Yeah. Are you going to be able to break that down for us, some odds and things like that on it?
I mean, we can always have some odds.
Who's the most interesting player?
That's a great question. I think the most interesting player, because Domas isn't playing, so he could cop
But he'll be
out.
there.
He'll be there, so.
Me personally, I'm most interested in seeing about Malik.
That's what I was going to say. Because we know We know the story. They were a couple guys at the Mike Brown lunch table, if you want to say it like that. A couple guys that were not at the Mike Brown lunch table, and some of the guys that, or I guess most of the guys that were not at the Mike Brown lunch table are still on the team.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, either one of those guys I'm paying close attention to.
Yeah, and then there's a handful of guys now, as it should be, who are like, I don't know Mike Brown. He never coached me.
No, it's a short list, but it's a good list. I kind of want to see, because I know sometimes coaches will just kind of wave their hands. I know in the last game, Doug, but just to give you context, I don't believe Doug shook JJ's hand.
He did not.
They did a hand raise.
You're right.
Right? So I'm wondering, I haven't been paying attention.
I would bet we're going to get that again.
Hand raise.
Yes.
Let's just keep it pushing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're at the Casino de Styles, if you're taking any wagers on that, but that's where I'd put my money.
But here's my question. Out of all the games that they've played so far, what's the percentage of hand waves versus let me go dap them up?
Yeah.
Do you think that?
I think Doug tends to be, and I could be wrong, but I think he tends to be, all right, thanks, we'll see ya.
So then it's not really a thing, though.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to see, is there something different?
When we come back, Ian Begley will tell us how Mike Brown's doing with those Knicks. Next on Sactown Sports.
The San Francisco 49ers advance.
Over the man's hip. Incomplete. San Francisco takes over. Looking to take away the upset.
The Seahawks are next.
He's got it and plenty more. Touchdown Seattle.
Listen to the San Francisco 49ers playoff run on Sactown Sports 1140.
There are many reasons to choose Gonzalez Law Offices as a dedicated trial lawyer with an undefeated record from 2016 through 2019, and you'll know that no case is too big or too small. Due to his success, hard work, and commitment to excellence, attorney Jonathan Gonzalez has been listed in Super Lawyers Rising Stars as well as in the top 40 under 40 list by national trial lawyers. You can find Gonzalez Law Office online at saclegaldefense.com or call him at 916-304-9187.
At Big O, our ProTech Plus warranty offers free flat repairs, replacements, and roadside assistance, so tire trouble is no trouble at all. Now through January 25th, get $80 to $120 instant savings on 4 select in-stock Nitto, Cooper, Nexen, or Sumitomo brand tires with installation purchase. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation required. Disposal fees and shop fees extra were permitted. See store for pricing. Eligibility may vary. Not valid with other offers.
Hello, everybody. Talking to Chad Hoblet here of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Chad, what's going on for the Start Something New sales event?
As the new year gets going, getting the family everywhere they need to be can be challenging, but it gets a lot easier when you save up to $8,000 off MSRP on new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokees. They are one of America's favorite SUVs for a reason. It doesn't just get the job done, it gets it done in style.
It's true. The Jeep Grand Cherokee continues to be loved by everyone I know who has one.
It's easily one of the best SUVs on the road today. Whatever you're looking for, Hoblet is the place to go. From new Jeep Grand Cherokees to hundreds of certified pre-owned vehicles at the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter with over 100 vehicles under $30,000.
Time to start something new with Hoblet Dodge in Woodland. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
8,000 total net savings on select new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L after 2,500 factory rebates and 5,500 dealer discounts. Due to this net savings, VIN number 746-802 and 746-803. See dealer for details.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
As another new year begins, I'm reflecting on all that has happened. I'm filled with gratitude for the Golf to Go show guests who've trusted us with their time, their thoughts, and their dreams. People like putter magician Scotty Cameron, First Tee's Angie Dixon, former football great Peyton Manning, LPGA legend Nancy Lopez, the heralded team at Hagen Oaks like Ken Morton Jr., Tom Morton, PGA Golf to Go's resident on-air playing coach, and Mike Woods, PGA Director of Golf, and all the PGA professionals and guests who've educated and informed us over last year's 52 shows. Thanks also to you, our loyal listeners, who are there every week with compliments and suggestions when we might get a bit off track. Thanks also to the game that brings us all together. Thanks to the millions of men, women, boys, and girls who play the game. Thanks to the able-bodied, and thanks also to the programs that nurture those in need of a lift, like the California Eagles, PGA Hope, and many more. We are fortunate for our world-class golf and to have lived life and had a chance to play the game. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Guys, Feeling low energy or low drive? It could be low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health, start with a free T-check and consultation. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off TRT. Book now at ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply, must medically qualify.
Celebrate the new year in style with a new Honda from Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. With new Hondas in stock and ready to go, now is the time to save on your favorite Honda in person or online. CR-V, HR-V, Pilot, Accord, Civic, and Ridgeline. It's a new year with endless possibilities. Get the deals that make it easy to say yes. Upgrade and save today at Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
At InShape, there's a place for every kind of mover. The Sometimer, the early riser, after-work grinder, the yogi, lifter, walker, runner, sauna seeker, recoverer. If you walk, lift, stretch, or sweat, you belong. Start the year strong and join today at InShape.com.
Yeah, look, it's my. Welcome to the city of gods. Papa's the king of New York. Now I'm in charge.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Allen Stiles on Sactown Sports 1140.
Kings and the Knicks tonight. Alan, you ever listen to the Putback Pod?
I have before.
You ever been on it?
No, not yet.
Yeah, I have.
Don't fire him up anymore today,
Whitey. I'm
I know.
starting to cool off.
Nice enough to join us with more on the Knicks and Mike Brown's return. Host of the Putback Pod, covers the Knicks and the Nets, Ian Begley. How are you today, Ian?
I'm good, fellas. How are you?
We're fine. We're have mixed emotions tonight with Mike Brown returning, and the Knicks come in here as a 2 seed in the East, as you well know. In what ways would you say Mike has had the most impact on the Knicks to this point?
I would say a couple of things. I think that one thing is he's been open-minded with his lineups, who he's using, who he isn't using. Early on this season, he started out not with Josh Hart off the bench, but after hearing feedback from the people around him, coaches, other people, he made a change to switch Josh Hart into the starting lineup, and Knicks have been really good with Hart in the lineup, as you know, and so that would be one thing. The other thing is he's using a lot of players. He's going deep into his rotations, and some of that is due to injury, but some of it is just experimentation and seeing what combinations may work, what combinations may not work, but he's not scared to try these things in game. And owner James Dolan said last week on the radio, WFN, he said, This should allow us to be healthy once we get to the playoffs. This should allow us to be in great shape once we get to the postseason. So that's the plan. That's the plan, and Mike Brown seems to be following the plan so far.
Ian, the Knicks have been connected to, it sounds like, Keon Ellis. I know a lot of teams for Keon, but Jose Alvarado as well. You just mentioned Josh Hart. You got Mikal Bridges as well. Is it a little surprising that they seem to be needing some backcourt help on the defensive end?
Yeah, it may be a little bit, but if you look at, I guess, off the bench is kind of the primary thought, and a ball handler who can defend. And I guess you can never have too many of those, but also with that unit off the bench, I mean, Miles McBride, if everybody's healthy, is coming off the bench. He's probably at his best off the ball. And so by getting a ball handler in there, particularly a guy who can defend, you take that responsibility of handling the ball off of him, off of Jordan Clarkson. You get somebody to get things organized. I think that's part of the thinking. Remember, they had several veteran point guards in camp. They thought they would get one of those vets onto the roster to fill that role. It didn't work out that way, but they've been keeping an eye on the market, and I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to poke around there, particularly New Orleans and Jose Alvarado.
Ian Begley, nice enough to join us. He hosts the Putback Pod, which I've been on, but Alan hasn't yet, so I got to be careful about that.
Well, we're going to change that. We're definitely going to change that.
That's nice. With the Knicks here, I wanted to ask you, Ian, course, about Mike, but also Scott Perry and Precious Achua. Now, he's doing some nice things for the Kings, and obviously right now, they're not playing really well, so that skews a lot of the numbers and things. But why has he bounced around so much? Because he's done a pretty solid job just about everywhere he's been, it seems to me.
He came over to New York in the OG Anunoby trade, and he had to play due to injuries, and he played well. And I think, the organization appreciated what he gave them. Particularly, had some great defensive moments in the postseason. Thinking about this series against the Sixers, where he came up big late in games, guys were in foul trouble. In terms of why he didn't stick here, I think that myriad different reasons. Part of it was Knicks being so close to that second apron that it just became a challenge to fit in a salary like that with everything else they wanted to do. But I know that they definitely thought that he helped them myriad ways. So not surprising to hear that he is producing in Sacramento, because when he got the minutes in New York, especially when they were consistent minutes, he defended, he rebounded, but he also scored the ball.
Ian, is there a feeling that the Knicks fans, and I guess to a lesser degree the media, are enjoying this season? You're the 2 seed in the East, or is it literally, hey, none of this really matters until we get to the playoffs? You got no Tyrese Halliburton, of course, and no Jason Tatum. Are people able to enjoy this season, or is it all just about it don't mean a thing without that ring?
I think it's probably mostly the latter. If you polled a bunch of Knicks fans, it's probably mostly the latter because of them reaching the conference final last year, first time in 25 years. Tom Thibodeau, the head coach, getting rid of Tom Thibodeau, you're telling the public that you feel like another guy can bring you further. And so that's kind of where it sits here with Mike Brown. And the owner came out and said it last week. He said, we need to make the finals. We should win the finals. So that's where the bar is. And so I don't want to diminish what's happening in the regular season, diminish its importance, but Mike Brown and this group, they're ultimately going to be judged on what happens in May and in June, less so than what happens in mid-January in Sacramento.
Catching up with Ian Bagley, covers the Knicks and the Nets, and of course, as I said, hosts the Putback Pod. How about Scott Perry? And I know this is old news because he's been here a while now. But Ian, from your perspective, we're keeping a close eye on Scott Perry, who says he's evaluating things here. Hopefully, he'll be able to do some things at the deadline. We'll see. But what kind of job did he do initially to kind of change the culture and turn things around when he first got to the Knicks?
What stood out to me with Scott was he came in when the Knicks were looking to trade Carmelo Anthony, and they were pretty far down the line with the Rockets for a deal that I believe it would have brought back a shooter, name escaped me right now, but a player with I think it was Ryan Anderson, 2 to 3 years left on his deal, and it would have really handicapped them from a financial standpoint. Scott Perry gets brought in. He puts a halt to those talks. They figure out a deal with Oklahoma City that made more sense for them financially, and the pick they got back in that deal turned into Mitchell Robinson, I believe. And also Scott Perry, he was very judicious with the contracts that he gave out in free agency. You saw a lot of 2-year deals, second-year team option to maintain flexibility. That was his approach. I think he cleaned up the books significantly. The winning, did not follow. They were all in on Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving that summer of 2019. They didn't land them, and then things kind of went sideways. But in terms of the lead up to that, and cleaning up the Knicks' financial situation, giving them a solid amount of tradable assets, protecting their draft picks. I think Perry did that very well for New York. He got them organized and really set the table for the future for what you're seeing now.
Nice.
Ian, when it comes to the trade deadline, which is quickly approaching, Mikal Bridges in some way has turned into the face of the hey, we can't give up that many picks anymore unless it's a superstar type thing, almost in the middle of his second season of that deal. What do you think? Was that a good deal for the Knicks?
At the time, to me, it seemed like a very good deal because the thought was, well, Mikal Bridges is the missing piece here, and if we get him, he fits in so well with everything we want to do. There was a lot of things were in flux. Isaiah Hartenstein signing elsewhere. Julius Randle, extension eligible. You didn't know if they were going to extend him. And then a couple months later, they trade for Karl Anthony Towns. And you look at the starting five that they had, and you say that's a solid starting five. But then, subsequent to that, this Giannis stuff comes up. And I think that if Giannis does get traded and it's, let's say it's to the Heat or somebody else, and they have an offer where maybe the Knicks couldn't have matched that offer because they don't have the draft compensation, that's where you're going to start second-guessing things with Mikal Bridges and what they paid for Mikal Bridges. But he was great for them in the postseason last year, fills an important role for them, and no one's going to care, ultimately, if the Knicks go ahead and make the finals and win an NBA championship. But if they don't get there and Giannis ends up somewhere else because of a stronger trade package that was offered, that thing is going to be second-guessed, certainly.
Mm-hmm. Ian, how do you think Mike Brown would most like to see his team improve between now and the postseason? I know we're in the dog days now. We're not even to the deadline, but pretty soon we'll be heading down the home stretch. Where do the Knicks need to be better to be as good as they hope to be come the postseason?
He's talked a lot about getting to the second side of the floor, getting to that second action, whether it's sometimes offensively. He talks a lot about process, and some nights he's praising them for playing the right way, the way that he sees fit. Other nights he's saying, we didn't get there, too much isolation, not enough ball movement. So I think that if you're asking him, he'd probably talk about consistently moving the ball, although it's difficult because some nights the players around Jalen Brunson have it, and some nights they don't. And Karl Anthony Towns has kind of been up and down to a degree. And so sometimes that ball movement makes a lot of sense. But other nights when other guys don't have it, it's like you could rely on Brunson, and maybe you should rely on Brunson to take you home. And the other side of the ball, I think point of attack defense is something that they've been struggling with. I don't know how he shores that up based on the personnel, but that's certainly been a glaring issue for this team lately.
Ian Begley, we're big fans. We appreciate your time and your insight. Enjoy the game, and we hope to talk to you again soon.
I appreciate you, fellas. I look forward to it.
Ian Begley with us there.
Yeah. Great stuff.
I made him feel bad. I didn't mean to make him feel bad.
It's fine. We'll get to it. I got to listen to your spot on there.
Oh, it was a while ago.
Okay.
It was quite a while ago.
I'll find it.
Yeah. All right. Mike Brown back in town, and Alan is on DAP watch, and he'll explain what that means and what he's looking for when he comes back, when we come back to Sactown Sports.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
If the power goes out in the middle of winter, do you have a way to stay warm? If not, you need the Vesta off-grid space heater from My Patriot Supply. It's compact, safe to use indoors, and best of all, it doesn't need electricity. Right now, you can get a free Vesta and other bonus gifts when you order the Winter Survival Kit from My Patriot Supply. Just go to MyPatriotSupply.com to see everything included. That's MyPatriotSupply.com.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? We have options for everyone. Plus, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make for lower payments. It's no wonder Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not.
Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Happy New Year, Susan. I really appreciate you picking up the bill for lunch.
I'm happy to. One of my New Year's resolutions is being better with money. So I've started using Upside, the free app that pays you cash back for buying gas.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I earn cash back just for buying the gas I was already buying.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make $200 to $300 this year.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play and start earning cash back on everyday gas purchases. Use promo code RIDER. for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents per gallon on your next fill up. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code RIDER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code RIDER. Code RIDER. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Come check out Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729. Or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Download the app and listen to The Drive Guys.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Allen Stiles.
On Sactown Sports 1140.
Coming up, it's Allen Stiles' DAP Watch for Mike Brown's return. Before we get to that, we were talking yesterday, were we not, about the softball team?
Yes.
If we had a softball team here, how devastatingly good it would be.
Mm-hmm.
And I was driving home, and then I remembered last night, I don't think we've mentioned this to Allen. I know I haven't. Aren't we supposed to have a wiffle ball game against the mayor's office?
Yeah.
You in for that? You on
I'm
the
in.
team? All right.
I'm in.
Yeah, and I think the mayor challenged us, or did you challenge him, Jim?
No. He kind of laid down the gauntlet on us.
Yeah.
I was having conversations, Alan, with the mayor, and we were talking, and we had him on the show, right?
Yeah,
We had him on the show, and he's like, "Yo, didn't you play baseball?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh man, I played wiffle ball. Wasn't that good in baseball. Play wiffle ball. My brother is good in baseball, but I love wiffle ball." He was like, "We should play." And I'm like, you know what? Smile pops on my face. Whitey Gleason? He's like, "Yep, legendary. Been doing it for a long time. Loves wiffle ball." He's like, "Seriously?"
Yeah.
Like, we have our own space. Have you ever played? And I don't remember where he told me. And I'm like, no. So is it the chair? Is it the stick with the flag? So he breaks it all down. He's like, "We're doing something. We're going to, but he said first, he was like, "Me and you versus Whitey and my brother," or something. I was like, no way. It can't be. It's me and Whitey against you and somebody else.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think in real wiffle ball, I think it's a 3-man
Three
team.
people. Yeah, he told me that.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, I'm there.
So we're good.
Yeah.
Drive Guys versus the mayor. Lay down the gauntlet.
That wiffle ball, it's not a game, though. I
No.
mean, it's not easy.
No, it's not. It is.
Especially if they make you use the little yellow banana bat. The little fly swatter.
That wiffle ball, it can move a little bit.
Yeah, but you're Allen Style.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I got to you need to take some BP.
You ain't lying.
Can you hit right-handed?
No.
Oh. It helps to be hit both ways in wiffle ball because some of them pitches go any which way.
If you are a natural lefty, what are we talking about? Right? That's the prettiest swing in sports.
Okay.
I'm not gonna dilute it hitting right-handed.
All right. I mean, I haven't pitched in a while. It's been a while. But I bet I could turn you around.
I don't think so.
In wiffle ball. I bet
Maybe
I can.
in wiffle ball, yes. In wiffle ball, yes. Anything else, I don't think so.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. So, notify the mayor's office.
Where are we?
Accept the
spring,
challenge.
summer? What we looking for?
Spring training starts next
I can
month,
lay down the
right?
gauntlet on him now.
Yeah.
We can bring him on and lay down the gauntlet.
Yes.
We can challenge him.
Whatever he and his gang wants, needs, we'll do it.
His constituents.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Because I got, I can do a little politics too.
Oh, really?
What? Wait a minute. Wait.
I should have realized that.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Hey, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah. I mean, we do some schmoozing. Talk to him about Natomas.
Uh-huh.
Then
But you got some things you want to build upon or what?
Things I want to, address.
Give me one.
I mean?
Give me one. Give me one representative.
There's been an issue, right? There's an issue in Natomas, and I've talked about this before, but there's been an issue in Natomas. There are bodies of water, and there is some fishing going on.
Yeah.
That is not legal. And
Why are you mad about that?
I'm no snitch. But,
he videoed somebody.
Are you
he
serious?
Recorded somebody fishing where they were right next to a sign that said no fishing.
I mean, you got
Come on, Alan, bro.
Well, I'm just
you ain't
saying.
got better things to do.
Recording him, right?
Yeah, and then he started recording me. Recording him. What are you recording me for? So, we need to talk about these things. You're raising kids here. You teach kids the right, the wrong thing. Well, there's so many, Jay. There are so many places to fish in Sacramento.
And surrounding areas.
Just go to one of the legal places. Leave those fish alone. They got stuff going on. You don't want them. They're not supposed to be eaten.
I don't know. Maybe just me and Jay will play him. I don't know.
I gotta have this conversation.
Hey, Mr. Mayor.
No,
I gotta talk about some illegal fishing.
Man,
and
I'm telling you.
If this is under what he's got going on, then hey, Alan, we don't really gotta the mayor situation in Natomas. We can talk about it.
Okay.
We can talk about expanding. It's
All
just
right.
expansion.
Okay.
I'll handle it. He doesn't have to handle it.
So you're trying to be on the board, or
Yeah, I'm trying to be on the board.
Okay.
I'm trying to
district member.
I'm trying to get these things moving here, man.
Okay. All right.
There's some things we can pass, some things that aren't gonna pass, and I'll pass it.
You get it done.
I'll get it done.
Like no fishing at fishing holes that don't allow.
We're gonna crack down on that. Number one.
I see folks all the time. I've never thought twice.
You never thought, hey.
Never.
But Jay.
Dude, I ride my bike on all through, and we're in the same area in Natomas. I ride my bike all through Natomas, like 3 times a week. I see people with their poles out. Who cares?
They got the poles and the scooter, and then to be right.
Fish that are probably eating the fish.
But they're right next to the sign, like right under the sign, and I'm just supposed to let that happen.
You can. It is an option.
I had to do a little, investigative work.
What'd you do with the video?
It's just on my phone.
Oh,
I didn't turn it in.
What are you waiting for the proper opportunity, or
It's been fine now, but the summer, I mean, these kids, they're everywhere, and they're adults too.
Hey, Mr. Mayor, hey, come here. I got to show you something.
I
got to show you something.
Does this person look familiar? Does this look like the Sacramento you want to be a part of?
No licensing fees, no fees. You want at least the fees, right?
Yeah, we can
I
talk
got you.
about waiving. We can waive. And here's the thing, nobody's getting in trouble. It's just, hey, do you need us to take care of your fishing license? We can do that for you. We can do that.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Kill 2 birds, 1 stone.
That's right.
Big wiffle ball game. Mike Brown's back. Alan's on DAP Watch tonight. What do we got, Alan? What are you watching for? What do you expect to see?
Well, we discussed Malik Monk. I think that's a big one. DeMontis Sabonis is right there, too. I did have Kimberly on the text line. Kimberly says, is there any animosity between Doug Christie and Mike Brown? Just curious.
Question, Jay, is Kimberly the one who said the Chargers were going to beat New England?
Ooh, I don't remember.
Okay. If I'm wrong about
Let me
that,
look it up. I can look it up
think
for you
you're
while
right.
you're talking.
You're probably right.
Okay.
I think you're right. And I don't think there's any animosity. I think it's just, I guess, awkward, for lack of a better term. Somebody is doing what you were doing. It's like when Matt was saying all those corny jokes on Monday, right? It was just awkward because, hey, Alan was here and now I'm here, so let's just say some jokes and get on out of here type deal. I just think it would be awkward. I don't think that it's animosity. They have nothing. One thing doesn't have, I don't think, has anything to do with the other. So I don't believe that there's any animosity there.
It was, I would say, an awkward setup from the jump. The way it was set up.
Well, that's true.
Yeah,
yes.
So it was always awkward, and it's probably always going to be a little awkward.
If there was any feelings that are more than awkward, it would be on, I would assume, Mike Brown's side, where it's, hey, kind of saw the writing on the wall from when I took this job, and I was right. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, don't worry about that guy. We're just friends. Oh, okay. And then it turns out you're more than friends. You know what I mean? So I think that would be the animosity. It would only be on that side. I don't know why Doug would. He just got an opportunity and took the opportunity. But on Mike's side,
I'm
it
with
might
you.
be
Awkward more than animosity.
Yeah, I think it's just awkward. And I
Yeah.
think it would also have more animosity if Mike wasn't coaching the New York Knicks, right? He ended up, we played the sound yesterday. He went to all these places. He's in Mexico. He's in all these places on the Kings' dime, by the way. And then, hey, you got to leave vacation because you're about to coach the Knicks with no Tyrese Halliburton and no Jason Tatum. You're going to have a really great opportunity here. So I don't think there'd be any animosity there. As far as some of the other players, we talked about the two that were here during the change. I know I'm seeing Sean Cunningham talked about Keon Ellis, and Keon is probably one of those tough ones because we did the doghouse thing, but he also was given an opportunity by Mike Brown. So I think Keon's another one where it was, and whenever we talked to Keon about the doghouse thing, not by those words, but he always said, I know what I did wrong. You know, I know I have to be better here and there. So he also always said all the right things.
And I believe, and Jay was at this media gathering. I did not attend this particular one, but I think Mike Brown did address that before, obviously, he was dismissed. And he said, look, I love Keon. I'm the one that gave him his chance.
Yes. Yeah. And he was talking about, honestly, what Ian Begley was mentioning, not being afraid to go deep into the rotation. And that's kind of how they got there. I know De'Aaron was hurt that season or during that stretch in Houston, and that's how it started. DeMar DeRozan is an interesting one, but he only coached him for about 30 games.
Yeah, the thing I wonder there, and this is all hearsay, and I don't know anything, but if it's true that Mike Brown suggested maybe you should come off the bench.
Oh, yeah.
There may be some raw feelings there, but I don't know where the truth
Well,
lies.
I mean, he did it. I mean, either way, that would be on DeMar's side, but I think DeMar probably now maybe sees it in a different light, as in Mike was just trying to save his job. It's nothing against me. And
maybe.
We haven't necessarily been winning. So, I mean, what are you going to be mad at him about?
Who do you think Mike Brown was talking about when he said, and this was right before he was relieved of his duties, talk about, well, you find out who's in the foxhole with you. And because he said foxhole, a lot of us assumed he's talking about Fox, but he wasn't talking about Fox.
No, I think it's some of the people we already mentioned who remain nameless now. But, I mean, it doesn't take it's not too hard to do the process of elimination. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
It ain't Precious Achua.
Right.
Not that.
Right.
So, I mean, those are the only guys I kind of got my eye on. But honestly, I'm pretty sure now that things have changed, and even I would say Malik Monk specifically, because all he's done is been on the trade block. He's been on the trade block since the confetti fell in Oklahoma City Thunder. That kind of just leaves Domantas Sabonis. That's the one that I think Malik, now that he's maybe on the way out, might look at Mike again differently. Domantas is the only one that we really just don't know, because a couple teams are interested, but is he in on this? We know Doug was his personal coach, or summer coach. So that's the one. I think even Malik at this point is, what am I going to be salty at Mike for? You know, I'm on the way out at this point.
I'll put it this way, and I think most people recognize this. If I'm looking at going back in time and looking at Mike Brown, and he's in the foxhole, where's Domas? Oh, he's standing over there.
Yeah.
He's not in the foxhole.
Yeah.
He wasn't in that foxhole.
I don't believe so.
He wasn't in there.
I do not believe so. So those are really the only guys that I would keep an eye on. And you know what? So funny to go from Malik maybe feeling like he should be starting to on a better team to now on a team that has 10 wins fighting to get on the court.
Yeah.
So that gives you a little bit of context.
Malik and Mike had a really interesting relationship when they were here. It was fascinating. So that's the one that I'm most interested to watch tonight. Speaking of Domas, Trade Talk today features the latest on Domas and the Raptors and more. We're right back. Drive Guys, don't go away.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Award-winning guitarist and songwriter Gary Clark Jr.
So we gotta move in the
Tour 2026. Saturday, January 31st, 7 p.m., the venue at Thunder Valley. An electrifying night of music with Gary Clark Jr. Special guest, Marcus King Band. On sale at the venue at Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit thundervalleyresort.com. Gary Clark Jr. Live.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you.
Now taxes is so free. Tax-free edition only. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple form 1040 returns only. Now this is tax.
Love that jam. Up next, commercials.
Intuit TurboTax Free Edition. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's TREX.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
There's the hard way to buy a car, and then there's the Hoblet way. Transparent prices, fast paperwork, and a team that's there to help, not hover. We've spent 77 years refining this process so you can get in, get out, and get driving with zero drama. Car buying doesn't have to be stressful. At least, not when you do it the Hoblet way. Experience the difference at HobletDodge.com. The easy way to buy.
KHD-KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Oh, God. No. Is it?
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Calpio says, Allen Stiles, the mayor of North Natomas.
Nah, he's more the game warden.
Yeah. Somebody is Stiles, the game warden.
Yeah.
Calpio
That's him
says
from
that.
there on out.
Uh-huh. Kingstown says, Allen is 35 going on 75.
Like those commercials, was it Allstate or something? It was like, and the guy is teaching classes to young people. It's like, don't be like your parents.
Oh, that's not progressive?
Was that progressive?
Yeah.
It's somebody.
Young homeowners becoming their parents.
Right. That's Allen right there.
The bathroom code is 4135.
Every time.
That's Allen, bruh.
Every time this gets brought up, it looks like, because, on this new text setup that we have, we can see past text. There's somebody from the 209 that every time they say, Allen, stop being a snitch. And I'm wondering, 209, don't tell me you one of them, okay? Don't tell me. Look, I have not snitched on anybody. I'm trying to, this is the platform that
That's
I'm
a
on.
half snitch.
But I'm not. I'm not
record
saying
somebody, that's at least a half
No.
snitch.
I come on the air, and maybe the person that I videoed said, oh, man, I thought that was Allen. Let me stop and fish legally. That's all my hope is.
That's a threat. First of all, you've already put the threat out there that you may be on them.
No.
Yeah.
I'm saying this out loud. I'm saying this out loud to everyone.
Dude, Allen, man, honestly. Well, I'm going to start calling you game warden. G-Dub. We and my, to pull back the curtain, I said, dude, you don't know the necessity that they had to be fishing. You don't know if they were hungry, if they were homeless. You don't know the situation.
I don't know that, Jay, but
Truth.
They did have a very expensive-looking motorized scooter. Like, I don't even got one of them bad boys.
Kingstown says Allen has the Murder, She Wrote box set.
He's the best at Clue.
Y'all got jokes. It's fun. Like I said, I have not snitched on anybody, but I know y'all know I'm out there.
Hey.
So are you going to snitch on this guy when we play wiffle ball with the mayor?
Right.
I'm not going to snitch on them.
Okay.
I'll blur the face.
You just want the mayor to know this is going on.
This is going on.
In your city.
You'd want to know.
Yes, this is going on in your city. What can we do? I am somebody that is
all the problems
vested.
he's got as the mayor of Sacramento. And you're going to say, look, there's something you need to address now.
Now. He's up to bat. Hey, real quick. Let me just
throw him off his game.
Let me just chat with you real quick. Do you know that this is happening? What does that sign say? Can you read that sign? It says no fishing.
You know, I don't think in wiffle ball you have a catcher, but maybe we could set that up so you can have a conversation with him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a plethora of things that we need to go over. That's just one of the things on the list. And I'll take care of it for him.
The fact that you are a willing volunteer of the Department of Fish and Wildlife is killer, man. It truly is. Like you have.
He's undercover.
Yeah.
You know,
that'd be a great show.
Look, all I just want everybody
Fishing game undercover with Stiles.
And if this is a necessity, then hey, we can discuss and we can figure that out too. But leave the fishes.
You should have discussed it then, sir. You could have went up there and offered some services.
I'm not rolling up on that, dude.
I'm getting the feeling that even if the sign said fishing allowed and they caught something, you'd go up there and go, hey, I need to measure that.
No. But, you know, I always, when I'm leaving or coming into the neighborhood and I'll see them and they're leaving, but they're not actually in the act of fishing, I think, okay, I can't assume that they're going to fish illegally. I don't think they can make it all the way to a legal fishing area, but I can't assume that, so I got to let them go.
Dude, the fact that you've put some thought into this
at
at some point in time, this must have been a discussion on the Allen Stiles show.
Oh, multiple times.
That's how I found out about it. Yeah.
Multiple times.
That's how I learned about it.
This is
a while ago, right?
I've been on this. Yeah, this is over a year ago. And the summer, this is where nobody cares. Summer is a busy time for me.
Mm-hmm. Why? Because you're out enforcing licensing?
It's a very busy time for me.
Because that's when the critters are out, Jay.
That's right.
I see.
The critters are out. Allen's got work to do.
That's right.
Evan Sittery, your buddy, has work to do. Evan Sittery, it's time for a trade talk today. We might have one tidbit that's new. I don't know. We'll see what you think here. Evan Sittery has where Ja Morant will play after the 2026 NBA trade deadline per Kalshi Sports. Heat 43%, Grizzlies 17%, Kings 16%. That's wrong, Allen. That's wrong. I mean, that's inaccurate. He's not coming to the Kings.
Yeah.
Right? Fair to say we could say that?
Well, Dave this morning said there's, never say never, but if you could say never, it would be never. And this is where the Kings have been at. I asked Dave about this a while ago, maybe 2 months ago, about the Kings and how everybody is still afraid or maybe not believing that they won't do the double down thing. And he said at that time, before the Trae Young stuff came out, before the Ja Morant stuff all officially came out, he said, they're not doing it. They're not doing it.
Here's what Hollinger said. He said, Ja to Sacramento, they seemingly only get mentioned here because of the Vivek Ranadive is crazy enough to do this factor.
That's
what John Hollinger said.
That's the 16%.
Yeah. So that's a lot of people around the country nationally like, yeah, the Kings would probably do it.
Right.
Kings ain't doing it.
No, and they're in Berlin right now, and Ja just got into it with one of his teammates and any of the lip readers out there. They're plenty. Said, I don't bleep with you, and I don't bleep with any of y'all. So it's cooked.
It looked to me, too, like he was saying, 5 minutes. I've been here 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I've been here.
Yeah. It's over, man. It's over. And you know what's so interesting? Everybody's bringing up the Miami Heat, right? And I know Bam is starting to shoot threes now.
It's a perfect fit for the Heat culture.
That's what I was going to say. Why? Eric Spoelstra gets mad when Khalil Ware does something very minor, but he wants to deal with Ja Morant. Or the other flip side of it is maybe that's the only place that could rein in Ja. There's two ways to look at it. Does Eric Spoelstra want to handle a project right now or not?
Yeah, it's like when the Patriots got Antonio Brown. Didn't really work, did it?
No.
Our culture can withstand it.
Right.
When the Warriors got Boogie Cousins. Didn't quite work.
No. Right when the Raiders tried for Antonio Brown.
Mm-hmm.
So And those are all guys, maybe not Boogie, but I don't know. Antonio Brown still had a decent amount of gas left in the tank. Ja, I guess, has more because he's younger, but he just hasn't been really playing well or playing at all.
More Sittery. The Bucks have been shopping a package of Kuzma, Portis, and draft compensation during trade season for an impact rotational upgrade. Milwaukee has recently made trade overtures on Ja, Michael Porter Jr., Trey Murphy, and Zach LaVine to no avail. So if that's accurate, that would suggest that the Bucks have gone to the Kings and, hey, how about this? And the Kings like,
Yeah.
Nah. I have to up the ante.
No, I think they're just waiting it out. They're just waiting it out at this point.
Jake Fisher says, Domantas Sabonis has interest from Toronto. We've continued to report that, but it'll be tricky to find an agreement there, being that the Raptors, to my understanding, are really just trying to look at what they can get for a combination of Quickly, Barrett, and Pirtle, and the Kings do not want long-term salary on their books right now, end quote. It's obvious here that one of the problems for the Kings is that a lot of teams are trying to get the same things that they're trying to get.
Right. They're all in similar positions. And when I read that piece from Jake Fisher, the first thing that I thought is about Domantas Sabonis and his possible extension over the summer, and how I don't believe that when Jake Fisher says the Kings don't want long-term contracts, I don't believe that Domantas Sabonis is separate from that. And that's been my stance on this kind of the whole time. And obviously you got Keegan, and they've decided to give Keegan his money. I don't know if they're going to give Keon his money or if Keon even wants the money from the Kings, but they don't want to continue. If you are, I guess, Keegan's 25, anybody 26, 27 and up, I just don't think the Kings see them in that future. Precious Achiuwa might be different because of how inexpensive his contract in theory would be, but any of these guys that they currently have, because wasn't Zach LaVine up for an extension this most recent offseason, and the Kings don't even think about it. So I think they feel the same way about Domantas Sabonis in that, hey, we're not trying to add an Emmanuel Quickly contract. We're also not trying
Emmanuel Quickly isn't bad. He's a pretty good player.
He's $32.5 million a year for the next 4 years.
He puts up numbers.
I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that.
I think I understand that, but I'm just saying he's not some bum.
No, he's not.
Oh, we paid him all this money. He hadn't done anything.
No, he's not. But, I mean, if you want to rework things, that's fine. So, in a deal like that, they'd have to really, in my opinion, really want to move on from Domantas Sabonis. I got to double check. I know we looked it up. Quickly's 26?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
but I think
he's
he'll
not.
Be 27.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and you know what's funny? For me to say, hey, don't go in that direction. You know what's so funny is that Keegan is 25, right? You just gave Keegan this contract. He's not 22 years old. You know what I mean? So if you do believe, if Scott Perry believes in Emmanuel Quickly enough, I guess it makes sense. But it seems to me like they want to start fresh, and Keegan is the one guy from this group that they're willing to pay this contract to.
Emmanuel Quickly will be 27 in June. I wanted to clean that up because you said he's 26, and I said, yeah, he's going to be 27. Well, duh.
Yeah.
What I meant was before too long, he's going to be 27. And Vince Williams Jr. is the Grizzly that Ja was getting into.
That's right. And, they're supposed to be having a good time. They're traveling around, and the vibes just aren't right. So, I don't know. The Emmanuel Quickly thing, maybe I'm not giving him his just due.
Well, it sounds like the Kings aren't interested. It surprises me a little because he's a Scott Perry guy. He has been productive, but he is only 6'2", and there's also this. The Kings have so many guards. What if they traded for Quickly and they couldn't move any other guards?
Yeah.
They'd have even more of a glut than they have now.
Well, I think that's also a good point. Did the Kings overshoot the ability to move some of these guys? The only person, and people will bring up, just cut someone, just cut them. But the only person they can really do that with and not blink twice is Russell Westbrook. It's not just easy to you can't go around just waiving players and cutting players that are on legitimate contracts. That's your money that you're on the hook for. So outside of Russell Westbrook, everybody else, you do have to find a trade partner. And I wonder if they would have done the 2-point guard thing if they knew it was going to be this hard to move any of these guys. Yes.
I know that the Kings have pointed out correctly that Russell Westbrook plays hard and the young players are learning from him and learning how to be professional. We see that, and he's also been productive. I just wonder, pardon me, I don't know the answer. I wonder how much of his value to the franchise right now in the short term is just he is a reason for people to come out to watch us play.
Yeah, probably. I mean, in reality, if we're keeping it 1,000, which we have been all day long, you probably just waive Russell Westbrook at this point. If you look at why he was initially brought on this team, it's the same reason they drafted Nick Clifford. It's the same reason they brought in Dennis Schroeder. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do this season. Let's see if we can be the Phoenix Suns. Well, they're not the Phoenix Suns. They are not going to be the Phoenix Suns, the surprise team in the West. So technically, they already know where they're not going, and I get everything that Russ is bringing on the court and off the court, but technically, you could have seen, hey, can Keon's playmaking get any better? Hey, can Devin Carter do anything? Let's brush off that jersey. You could have gone in that Nick Clifford. Let's see what his playmaking gets to. You could have done that when you, I guess, figured out, hey, this team is not going anywhere, and they haven't done it. And my problem has never really been with Russ. They just have too many guys to be leaders. How many dang leaders do you need?
Your frenemy, Matt George, suggests that, hey, maybe they should keep Malik and Schroeder's the one they should try to move.
Sure. If you want to do that, now I guess there should be a bigger, and what funny world this is. Well, if you can't move the guy that's playing better than the other guy, what makes you think you can move the guy that is not playing well?
Right.
And is slapping Luka.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't disagree with that. Somebody just got to go. I would prefer it not to be Malik, but I don't know. Whitey, as the saying goes, the toothpaste out the tube. Malik, I know he's being the consummate professional as far as, we have seen, but at this point, you've been shopping him for so long. I don't know. It just seems too far gone.
It's apparent here. I know that we talk a lot, and you just mentioned it a few days ago, how fans here overvalue Kings players. And I think, as we've said, fans do that in every city. But it's apparent to me that front office, and this goes back to before Scott Perry got here, he didn't really have a say on any of this. The Kings front office and ownership, they overvalued their own players.
Yes.
That's why you end up with a bunch of guys you're paying a lot of money to that nobody else wants.
Right. I do wonder. I mean, I would say this: the DeMar DeRozan next season not being guaranteed. I think that's kind of a saving grace in case you can't move him. But that was a guy that I think they have a bunch of guys that they thought if this doesn't work out, we can clear the deck, and it just hasn't been that simple. And the market matters, and supply and demand, all that matters. And there's too many teams, like you said, Whitey, in similar situations to the Kings.
That's really startling when you recognize so-and-so team wants this and this and this. It's like, ooh, that's what the Kings want.
Yeah.
If a bunch of people want the same thing, it's going to be hard for them to get it. This may be a new tidbit. And again, it comes from, I'm on a real Evan Sittery kick today. He says,
oh, my goodness,
the Hornets are active in the market to find an impact starting center for their young core. He also says 2 targets to monitor are Nick Claxton and Montes, as my grandson calls him, Domantas Sabonis. Do we have a match with the Charlotte Hornets?
All these teams now, especially in the East, are trying to decide, hey, can we start getting some playoff revenue in here? We're probably not going to win the whole thing, but can we stop with the tanking, stop with the stinking, and see if we can move on here? I mean, I guess it makes sense, but I don't know. Are we just doing a thing where we are just now putting Domantas Sabonis in every team? We were doing this with the Wizards last week. It's just every team that they're tired of stinking, right? Very similar to how he came to the Kings. He's just the fixer. He's like the John Taffer of these teams that have stunk forever, and you're just trying to get to the playoffs.
Well, it sounds like teams that are letting it be known that they are looking for centers, and then people are just assuming, oh, well, then they probably are in on Domas, and I'm not sure they always are.
Or the other thing is, too, Whitey, I know the flattened odds, so it's a lot harder to tank. You think some of these teams are just putting stuff out there? Like, am I fully convinced that the Jazz are done? Hey, after this year, we're just not going to tank anymore. And I know the Wizards did trade for Trae Young, but are some of these teams just putting this stuff out here so it doesn't look like they're just tanking, or so their fan base thinks, hey, we're trying something?
See, that's a tough one because, as a big Giants guy, that blows up in your face when it's, so many times in a row, like for 3 or 4 players, we're in on those guys and you don't get them.
Right.
That's, look like Daffy Duck.
But we're not
that's
there.
A dangerous game.
We're not there yet, though. This is the Jazz saying, hey, I know we've stunk for a while and we got fined because we were, sitting guys that weren't actually injured. We're actually going to be done. Our plan is to be done tanking.
Didn't they say they were going to be done before this year, though? Didn't they say because Danny Ainge was out and his son was in?
I think this was it. This is supposed to be it.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be it.
Uh-huh.
Adam, leave us alone. We're trying to win.
14-25.
Yeah, we're trying to win now.
Mm-hmm.
And now, hey, the Hornets, hey, we've been a mess, but hey, we're trying to win.
Mm-hmm.
We're on some names.
Yeah. Obviously, Scott Perry has to do what's prudent and opportunistic, but as Kings fans, are we not just at the end of our ropes here? It's like, we need something to happen.
Yeah.
We need somebody to go out, somebody to come in, give us something to work with.
Let's spin the block back on the Westbrook thing. If they were to waive Westbrook tomorrow, as much as people want something to be done, and if Scott Perry said, hey, guys, I'm trying to make a trade, we can't really find any dance partners right now, so I'm going to waive Westbrook just to give us all a little bit more breathing room, do you think fans would say, okay, at least that's something, or is he in the camp now that, no, not him, right, with Malik Monk and everybody else?
Like 55-45 or 60-40 fans would go, what? He's been one of the most interesting things about this season.
I would be very happy if they did that because it would be something. Because I am truly in the camp of do something.
But that's not really, you're not adding. I think when people say, in my opinion, when people say do something, I think they mean bring something in. Let's get some youth. So if you're just letting somebody go,
but you're allowing.
My guess is that fans would not be happy with that.
They're playing him however many minutes a game. Waive him, and if you want all these people that have been in my mentions about no, Nick Clifford, he can be a star, he can be this, he can be that, then you get opportunities like that. We don't have to worry about Keon playing 5 minutes, even though he's not a point guard right now, but you're not going to become a point guard if you never get the opportunity.
You may be right, Alan. Ken Holm here in the YouTube chat says, trade Westbrook. He's a luxury. A rebuilding team doesn't need. Start Schroeder and Mock backs him up. Monk, I think that's what I say. Pneumatic G, removing guards is doing something with this log jam.
Yeah. There's no need for him to be here, as respectfully as possible. That's just a fact. That's a fact. Besides jerseys and records and good vibes.
I'll give you 2 reasons.
Okay.
And I didn't think they should have brought him in. One is, as Scott Perry has said, he said Monday when he was on with, Christopher Lott and J. Ross and the other guy, he said, Russ is such a great example, blah, blah, all that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other thing is, he is a reason to watch the team. Now, maybe those aren't great reasons, but you said there's no reason. There's 2 reasons. And maybe those aren't more important than the reasons for letting him go, but I don't think they're going to just release him.
But
I don't see, in terms of the optics, I don't see how that benefits them.
But how many times do we have to see Carmichael Dave or one of these other Kings focused accounts? Oh my gosh, if I could get a team of, give me a starting lineup of Keon, Neek, and so, I'm watching 82 games, right? They say that after every opportunity.
Some people do, but how many people say that, and how many people would actually do it if it came to that?
That's not what I'm saying.
Well, no, you're suggesting.
That's what they're saying.
But how many people say that?
A lot, in my opinion. Oh my gosh, if we could just get Keon and Keegan, give me 82 games. Enough with the vets. So we're going to say enough with the vets, right? Enough with the vets, but Domantas Sabonis, he's arguably the best player on the team, so he doesn't count. And you have Zach LaVine, he's going to expire next season, but we know it's a bad contract, so he doesn't really count. And now you can't move Westbrook, so he doesn't count. So really, when people are saying enough with the vets, it's just DeMar DeRozan.
The people that say that, and bless them, but they are so involved with the team and they know so much about it, they're going to follow the team no matter what. In my opinion, and I don't have the research on this, I think when you're trying to get people to come to see your team play, you have to realize there's a lot of those people, they don't even know all your players.
Yeah.
But it's like, why should I go? They have Russell Westbrook. Oh, I know him.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So I think that's part of it as well.
I agree.
When you're trying to get fannies in your seats.
It's not about Russell Westbrook. If I had to choose between Westbrook and Schroeder, I would choose Westbrook. I didn't sign both of them, though. And one of them you signed for $40 million.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not about Westbrook. It's about process of elimination. He's the easiest one to remove. You can't just remove Dennis Schroeder.
I don't know. Yeah, you may be right. I would guess that it would be a tough sell for them. And I see the benefit of it, but it would be very business-like, and I don't know if it would look good in terms of the optics.
Yeah, optics.
What do you think, Jay? You just released Russell Westbrook. Does that fly with a fan base?
Not right now.
I don't think so either.
Not right now.
And it might be actually prudent in some ways, and maybe even prudent and what's the other, opportunistic. But I don't know that I don't think it would fly.
I mean, I understand what Allen is saying.
I do too.
Yeah, I definitely get what you're saying. It's kind of one of those things. It's like a catch-22, Allen, and please correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I get it. But also, this is a business. Truly, it truly is. And especially when a team has, barely won 10 games. Whitey, I think you're spot on. And you say this quite a bit. You have to, it's a tough thread through the needle situation, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to put it through the eye of the needle. And the Kings have tried to, albeit, of course, not being successful on the court, producing W. So I get what you're saying, Alan, but I think post February 5th, I think you'll have a little more oomph on the back of that argument compared to still right now where you have a little wiggle room and you just can't never say never.
I know what you mean too, Alan. I sit there and I watch the games, and you look at the box score, and let's say even when Russ has a good game, and I look at the shots, like Russell Westbrook has taken the most shots.
Yeah.
How is that really helping?
How is that helping?
Yeah.
But I would say it like this, and I will agree with Jay and kind of change my stance and say, my belief is probably in a perfect world, they can move some of the other guys. DeMar DeRozan, I don't know about Dennis Schroeder, but DeMar DeRozan, Dennis Schroeder, Malik Monk, two guys, right? You move DeMar DeRozan, Malik Monk, you can't bring back a guard, right? And then in a perfect world, they do get to keep Westbrook because of what he is bringing to the team. And then at the end of the season, it's the end of the season. Mm-hmm. So I do think that if they can't do that, then they might have to have a conversation with Russ. Maybe another team is interested as they're trying to make a move. But, yeah, maybe it's just a little early now. If they can't move someone, then it gets a little squirrely.
When we come back, I've got a great next gig for Mike Tomlin. Does that mean we're steering away from the Kings conversation? Not necessarily. Next on Sactown Sports.
Hey there, it's Mark and Tom, the travel and entertainment guys, brought to you by Sports Leisure Vacations. Time for our weekly travel tip, and with it, here's Mark Hoffman.
When should I book my travel? That question has become harder to answer as we get smarter technology. Airlines and hotels can literally make changes to pricing on a daily or even hourly basis. An air ticket isn't always refundable, so if the price goes down, buying a second ticket is problematic. Hotel reservations are generally cancelable, so if you find a better deal, you don't have a penalty unless you bought at a lower non-refundable room rate. Beware of those. When to book has become problematical, but checking pricing after you book, especially for airlines and hotels, makes you a smarter traveler. Generally book airlines 6 to 8 weeks out, a little further for the holidays if you can. The hotel sweet spot is about the same. Most important thing to remember, dynamic pricing means prices move around a lot more than they used to.
More tips to make you a smarter traveler Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on Sactown Sports 1140.
Guys, if your energy is low, your strength isn't what it used to be, or your drive feels off, it's not just getting older. For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Sacramento, you can start with a free T-check, exam, and consultation so you get real answers about your testosterone levels and overall health. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. This isn't guesswork or one-size-fits-all treatment. Revive specializes in personalized, closely monitored testosterone care designed to help men feel stronger, sharper, and more like themselves again. With over 120,000 patients treated since 2011, Revive Men's Health is trusted for results, not hype. If you've been putting this off, now is the time to act. Claim your free T-check and consultation and see if you qualify for 25% off TRT. This month only. Call 916-619-3000. That's 916-619-3000. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply, must medically qualify.
Sometimes you need country music. Next time you have that feeling, check out New Country 105.1 KNCI, where you have 4 opportunities each weekday to win $1,000 and double your paycheck. New Country for Sacramento, 105.1 KNCI.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
The new year is a great time for reflection, to appreciate all the good things in your life, and to prepare your resolutions, or bucket list as I like to call it. 2026 would be the perfect time to introduce someone new to the game of golf. Let them in on the fun. Or if you've never played, it's a wonderful time to start. Maybe go to a driving range. Maybe take an introductory lesson. If you're an established golfer, maybe you want to get fitted for a new set of golf clubs. Maybe you want to take some refresher lessons to sharpen up your game. Consider a golf getaway, either with your significant other or a group of buddies. It's a great way to play new golf courses, eat some tasty new foods, and certainly laugh a lot with your friends. If you normally use a golf cart, consider walking with a push cart, or maybe even lightening your bag and carrying your golf clubs. Go back and play where you played your first round of golf, or your all-time favorite round. Remember why you play the game and how much it means to you. Leave the course in better condition than you found it. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Get more for your money at Elk Grove Chevrolet, where value meets style. Purchase a new 2026 Chevrolet Trax for just $299 per month plus tax. The Trax delivers more for less with a sleek design, impressive fuel economy, and tech that keeps you connected. Conveniently located in Elk Grove, just minutes from Sacramento. Visit myelkgrovechevrolet.com today for full details and see why the Trax is such a smart choice.
I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot no deputy. Oh no, I shot the sheriff.
Download the app and listen to The Drive Guys.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Allen Stiles.
On Sactown Sports 1140.
I confess, I didn't know any better. I remember the first time I heard this song was the Eric Clapton version, and I was a little kid growing up in Vallejo. I thought, man, Eric Clapton's new song is really cool. I didn't know, okay? I didn't realize who really did it, where it all started.
It's okay.
My apologies.
That happens.
It is kind of a funky beat for Eric Clapton, but I like it.
Yeah. It happens. I know. Well, nowadays it's about, all the samples and all the remakes of songs. I got my nephew who's in his early 20s, and, I never forget it was the Rihanna and DJ Khaled song, and he had no clue that it was the Santana. It was Santana.
Oh,
originally.
Really? Mm-hmm.
And I thought, this is ridiculous here. But people, it happens all the time.
Uh-huh. Well, didn't you, as an elder statesman, didn't you step in and
I
explain?
told him. I told him. I said, no, this is not just DJ Khaled did not just create this. Come on, man. Come on.
I know Alan's been upset about a few things today, but he's got to be excited about this. Dante Moore opts against the draft, returning to the Oregon Ducks.
Yeah.
So just a moment ago, Alan said that means the Raiders can't screw it up.
They can't. Somebody said they could accidentally draft his brother, Alberto, but, it's going to be Mendoza now. I guess they could trade it. But I would be surprised. And there's a whole domino effect to this, because if I'm not mistaken, Minnie Mahomes, Dylan Raiola, he committed to Oregon. Now, I don't know how easily he can decommit, but I'm sure he did that thinking Dante Moore was going to the NFL. So
allegedly, he has already done it.
Yeah. Well, so he's already decommitted?
Allegedly. Some whispers already out there that he's already stepped out, like he's back in the portal.
Wow.
But we'll see.
Yeah, there you go. So, that makes sense. So now he can go wherever, but as far as the Raiders are concerned, they could trade it and get a couple top 10s, or one top 10 and one in the 15, but just go get the guy. If you're wrong, sure, so be it, but you need a quarterback now.
Yeah, I know I mentioned Mike Tomlin, and we'll get there, but here's a couple other football notes that we must address. Fred Warner made it clear Wednesday that he has not ruled out returning as soon as Saturday night.
Bang, bang, Niner Jack.
Well, you're the one that's been on this.
Yes.
You think he is going to play?
We're taking it day by day, he said. I think they said last week they weren't going to open my window, and then my window is now open.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're just taking it day by day, Jay.
He's out there. D. Winters is back. The whole linebacker chorus dancing around.
Yeah, you got Eric Kendricks.
Yep, shuffling feet.
Adding an outstanding linebacker. Everything up to this point has been in direct communication with the doctors, the trainers, everybody involved with my surgery. Nothing up to this point has been just out of, hey, man, let's just go out and do it, which is what I said. Everything is scientifically based, right? So anytime you step out there on a football field, that's what this game is, a violent game. But at the same time, I'm not going to go out there and put myself at an added risk if I'm not ready, end quote. But he is not ruling out a return against the Seahawks.
Of course he's not.
Let's go.
It's not his decision. It's not his decision. Of course he's not.
Well, it's part of his decision.
Yeah,
there's a percentage that it is.
Some of it is. I feel amazing, he says. I feel amazing.
Feel amazing.
There's more.
You're right. You have the doctor say, hey, if he plays, his leg's going to fall off.
Well, he has more of a say if he were to say no than if he were to say yes. That percentage would change.
Talking semantics here, Alex.
But he does have...
Yeah, you lost me.
No.
I think you're right, but I got an ice cream headache.
No. Listen. Any player that says, hey, I can't go, the coaching staff, they're not going to say, no, you need to go.
Right. Sure.
So you have a higher percentage.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Well, yeah. Varsity Blues, whatever you got to watch.
Yeah.
But to say yes, that percentage is not as strong.
Sure. The guy has a broken ankle. I'm not playing. Oh, yes, you are, mister.
Get on in there.
Put a splint on.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm just saying. So he's got to say, but.
Well, I tell you, Raider fans, even when they're down, they're never out.
We're back now.
Nah, you ain't back, brother.
We're back now.
Back we're.
Back in the draft, baby.
Back at the top of the draft.
You're back there. Yeah, you're back there.
That's right.
Art Rooney II, he says that he had a conversation with Mike Tomlin. He wanted Mike Tomlin to come back, or he said he was open to one more year of Mike Tomlin, but Mike Tomlin resigning. And Rooney says the standard is to try to compete to win a championship every year. Is this familiar? I'm not going to say, well, we're going to take a couple of years to figure this out and then we'll try to compete. I think you try every year. Some years you have the horses to get there. Some years you don't, but you try every year, in my view. He says he's not going to use the word rebuild.
Difference is that's an owner.
Rooney doesn't like that word. He's not sure why you waste a year of your life not trying to contend.
Well, we can tell that.
Yeah, football's different.
But we can tell that he doesn't like that word because the Steelers never kind of did it.
Right.
That was the whole stuck in the middle 9-8 every single season thing. So we know, but that's not where you want to be.
So here's my question. Speaking of Mike Tomlin, given that Scott Perry is friends with him, you're trying to establish a culture here. I know Mike Tomlin is not a basketball guy, but couldn't you throw him a few bucks to be a consultant to help you with this thing? He has great relationships with players. You've got some really important moments coming up when you're drafting guys. You got to get to know these guys before the draft. Mike Tomlin excels in that area. Bring him on as a consultant, Alan.
You can't be serious, Whitey.
Yes.
No way. Come on. We can't.
When you go there in training camp to try to learn how they do things and how the guy's available.
And how are they doing this season? I guess they made
playoffs.
I know the Steelers did. How did that work out for the Kings?
Oh, they'd be worse if they hadn't done that.
And Art Rooney said, sometimes you have the horses, sometimes you don't.
Exactly.
Yeah,
maybe you don't.
We're talking ponies.
I am interested how people would react to this because you're blending somebody extremely well-respected with an organization that people do like to clown on when it comes to the Kings.
Yes.
So could it help? I guess.
And I'm not saying make him the VP of basketball ops, or I'm not saying give him a title. I'm just saying, hey, Mike, would you help us out here? Would you help us lay the groundwork?
Let's just be normal. Can the Kings be normal? There's a challenge. Can the Kings be normal for over a year? Just be normal. Just do normal stuff.
You're asking a lot.
Just do You're the one trying to bring on Mike Tomlin.
Why is that so weird?
Just do normal
stuff. That's a little weird. That's a little weird, Whitey.
Just do normal stuff.
As a consultant.
Of what?
of just to help.
Business acumen? Like what's
No. There's nobody better equipped to help you establish that culture. They already went and watched him when he was coaching.
Do you know, and as I said, maybe it'll help their kind of PR. Do you know what people would say if the Kings did that? They would say, yeah, that sounds like something the Kings would do.
You're probably right, but they're going to say that no matter what you do or don't do.
No.
No matter what the Kings do until they're actually decent and relevant, people are going to go, that's the Kings for you.
Maybe, but even right now with the Ja Morant thing and the Trae Young thing.
I'm just saying if Scott Perry apparently adores him.
I hear you, but
he's available.
There's already a
and he's never had a losing record.
Look, there's already a relationship, and Mike Tomlin got more free time. Well, let's not do labels, right? Some people don't like labels,
right?
Scott Perry doesn't like labels,
right?
So don't label it. Nobody likes labels, so don't label it. Just call up Mike when you need to talk to Mike, and maybe it's the bottom of a Sam Amick story. He still is.
I can live with that.
Continuing his relationship with Mike Tomlin.
I'm not saying have a press conference and introduce him.
I'm
not saying
Jay, he said the bells and whistles.
I said bring him in as a consultant.
No
we
words.
Need you to consult.
No.
Mm-mm. Okay.
In what form? What is he helping? Is it aptitude? Is it just mental toughness? Is it like what are you bringing him in here for as a consultant?
He is apparently just a master when it comes to his relationships.
Okay.
With players, with coaches. One thing about Mike Tomlin, he says, I can work with anybody. So I think he would be someone at least you could bounce ideas off of as you look at, you're getting in the draft here. We're in an absolutely crucial portion of
the Whitey,
I'm not talking about how
X's
good
and
they
O's.
are.
Yeah.
I'm talking about getting to know them as people.
Mentally?
No.
He is an expert at that. You can't overlook that, Alan.
I'm not, but
you can't overlook it.
Hey, give him a call. Hey, Mike. Unofficially, what are your thoughts? Right? These are the guys.
Yeah, you just want to bring them out to, Celebrity Row.
I mean, it's
Anything is better than.
It's better than.
And I'm not asking him to be an assistant coach.
Yeah, it's better than Mayo Man. Mayo Man every week. Every week we get Mayo Man.
Put him in the front row, and then here comes Luke on the fast break, and Mike can kind of accidentally back into him.
Yeah,
dribble down.
Yeah.
Oh, down he goes. The ball is loose.
Luka. There's just been a lot of weird physical stuff with Luka between the Malik flopping and then the Schroeder thing. But no, Jay, I'm talking about the Titans quarterback. Will Levis. Mayo Man.
Mayo Man. Yeah, I forgot to put mayo in his coffee.
I don't know what the connection is,
Yeah.
but Will Levis finds himself at a Kings game at Celebrity Row once a year.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
We'll see if we can answer that when we come back. Also, we've got the person, place, or thing of the day next, and we'll get to the phones. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140 is the number to call if you want to agree with me on how much Mike Tomlin would bring to this organization. That and more next. Sactown Sports.
Get as loud as you can for Monster Jam!
The one and only Monster Jam. Packed with stunts, smiles, and jaw-dropping skills. See the world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks. Like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Megalodon, and more. Only at Monster Jam. Coming to Golden One Center January 23rd through 25th. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Savings available on select opening night tickets.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Revitalize your bathroom with big savings at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off select vanities and free delivery during our bath savings event. Plus, get up to 40% off select shower heads. No matter what style you're looking for, we've got you covered. Shop for your bathroom refresh at Lowe's. We help, you save. While supplies last, selection varies by location.
Rain-X wipers are the #1 wiper blades in America. That means all kinds of drivers choose Rain-X. Big drivers in small cars choose Rain-X. Small drivers in big cars choose Rain-X. Drivers with long hair and short commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with short hair and long commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with pets on board, babies on board, and bored babies on board choose Rain-X. Basically, drivers who love a clear view of the road all choose Rain-X wipers, the #1 wiper blades in America.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-949-1441. That's 800-949-1441.
The other guys must think you failed math. Get this huge discount. Then the fine print hits you with $5,200 in mandatory ads. It's adorable in a scammy kind of way. At Hoblet, we skip the tricks. The price you see is the price you actually pay. What a wild concept, huh? Hoblet, family owned 77 years. Experience the difference online at hobletdodge.com.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Allen Stiles.
Yeah, we got a mixed bag here in the YouTube chat on the wisdom of bringing in Mike Tomlin as just a consultant. We don't need our own Ted Lasso. Tomlin would bring a football mentality. Cultures are. Everything's on the table. So I'm just saying keep an open mind. And you know Scott Perry's going to call him and just say, hey.
Do we?
Yes.
Do we know
He's at
that?
least going to call him and say, hey, you know, wait. Can I bounce some things off you here and there?
You might be right, but I don't think that would go over very smoothly with some of the fans.
Yeah. Well, they probably keep it, obviously. I mean, this was the trial balloon right here, and we can see, wow, people are not reacting well. So we'll have to keep it covert. Everything will have to be done on a covert basis.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mike will be pulling some strings. You won't even know it.
Hey,
won't even know it.
I don't want to know it. I'd rather not know it.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Are the Kings going to keep the winning streak going, or actually 3 would be a streak if they win? They're going to establish a winning streak tonight?
No, like I said, the whole time I've been out here on these airwaves covering this team, I've never seen the Kings, I think, within 10 of the Knicks. So I don't think they're going to win tonight just because I've never seen them beat the Knicks, but also Mike Brown was coaching, I guess, coaching against the Knicks, not coaching for the Knicks. So I guess, between a rock and a hard place, something's got to give. I just don't see.
Knicks are a good team.
They are. And you know what it is? Speaking of Keon Ellis, there's certain guards, and I got in trouble for this when I said it, but it's just how I feel. There's certain guards that Keon is really good at guarding. There's certain guards that Keon just struggles with, and I know, obviously, Jalen Brunson is a stud, but even still, if we're saying, hey, no, this is our top defender, then I'm going to look at him as such, and he struggles with Jalen Brunson. I know everybody does, but I'm just saying Keon's supposed to be the lockdown guy.
He's just not that strong physically.
It's the kind of low center of gravity thing, the shiftiness. Keon struggles, so I don't know that they'll throw doubles at Jalen today.
Yeah, obviously, like you said, that's a really tough matchup.
Yes, but there are some guys, like I think Keon, not just when they spam doubles, but I think Keon does a good job against Steph. I think there are guys, but Steph is not as thick, right, as some of these other guards. So there are elite guards that Keon holds his own against. Jalen Brunson is not one of them.
Mike Brown is back in town. And we're going to talk more about that, of course. Also, we're going to get to the person, place, or thing of the day, which is a new feature. But we'll see if we can get to that now because phones are alive. And it's time right now, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. It's time for Check It!
Mike Check.
With TC. How are you, TC? What's up?
Hey, I'm straight. Alan Whitey, Jay in the back. What's going on? Alan, what's up, big dog?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm vibing. So, Whitey, hey, so let's start with Mike first.
Okay.
Mike, no ill will towards Mike. Everybody got their feelings, right? So give Mike his flowers. We'll give him a tribute, and we respect Mike, right? I respect Mike for what he did for the city. I never forget that, right? Just like I never forget Vivek putting up the money and keeping the team here. That's why I feel different about that dude when I talk about him. I know he has his hand in the cookie jar, but it's all for a good cause.
And it's his cookie jar.
That. Just like Mike. I never forget what Mike brought. So stand up for Mike, let him do what he do, and we'll blow out the Knicks if we got to blow them out. If we lose, we lose. Don't worry about that draft pick. We gonna get a good guy here. We need everybody. Listen, even me included. AJ's the pick. I want the dancer. Right? I don't want nothing to do with Peterson, and I don't want nothing to do with Cam. They're good players, but I want AJ. Right? And we can go into that conversation another day. Right?
Yeah.
We gonna be straight. Russell Westbrook is the only veteran that I want around on this team. I hear Whitey and you, Alan, keep talking. Y'all been talking all year about Russ. Russ, if anybody's learning from a veteran on this team, it's Russell. They ain't learning from DeMar. Respect. They ain't learning from Zach. They ain't learning from Domas. Look, they learning from Russ, bro. Keep him around to move on with the young cats. Period. I told y'all that from day one. He's the only mentality that I want these young guys to learn from. You guys have a good night at that game, bro. I'm out.
Thank you, TC. I think
TC.
there's some things you could learn from DeMar DeRozan.
They don't really talk about that, though. It really is only about Russ.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they talk about.
Yeah. Well, there's stuff. There's, what I show you and what I tell you. And, Russ is more, look, you see it. This is what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling DeMar is more like, hey, let me tell you how this all works. Yeah. Although you can learn a lot from just watching DeMar, too. You get there early, see him go through his workouts and everything, his routine.
We got to talk about these vets. We got more vets on the team than young guys.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Trey has been hanging on. Hey, Trey, what do you say? You're on KHTK.
Hey, what's going on? Drive guys, Alan, Whitey, Jay. Happy New Year to you guys, man.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you. What can we do for you?
Hey, look, man, I got a comment about last Friday, man. Y'all had a dude on, like a media insider, I guess, from the Warriors, kind of talking about Jonathan Kuminga. And I feel like I got to speak on that, man. Like, he tried to really make him almost like character assassinate him to me, like make him seem like so selfish and, he just want to go to the Kings so he can get up shots and, he just want to do this and he not disciplined. Look, you can take that approach. People, if people want to believe that, they can. I heard something different, though. You feel me? I heard he want to bet on himself. You know what I'm saying? He feel like he more than I'm just going to stand on the block and get rebounds, you know what I'm saying, and block for Steph Curry and set screens all day, and then when I got an opportunity, I want to score. He might not – the thing about it is if you put him in the right situation, maybe he won't be so selfish and maybe he'll put forth that effort on defense being that he got a history like, maybe a lower IQ or the effort-wise putting in. And so, because there's so many players in the NBA that got those issues, ego, diva. We see it all the time. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I got. Also, I want to give a shout-out to Malik Monk, man. It was nice to see that boy get back on his game. All right, man. I'm up out of here, man. I'm a die king.
Thank you, Trey. He's talking about, John Dickinson. John Dickinson was on Friday.
Yes.
Yeah.
It makes sense. That's all I'm going to say. It makes sense. Shout out JD. You know what's funny is I feel like Draymond just recently said, was it Draymond or Jimmy said, Jonathan Kuminga is somebody you'd love to have in your locker room? Somebody said that pretty recently.
I'm not surprised, but I missed that.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't John Dickinson.
No, it was not JD. But, yeah, somebody recently said that. So with all that being said about Kuminga and whether he's selfish or not, I do think some of it is the chicken or the egg because, well, you don't just get to come in here and immediately get what you want. This is why we just talked about this yesterday with the freshman that came in, like I told you, my senior year. When you have an owner treating you like the second coming, it's kind of hard to combine those things together. You know what I mean? When you have somebody that's telling you you're the second coming, you're going to help once Steph is gone, but then the coach is saying, hey, well, you got to set these screens and go rebound. If I'm Kuminga, I'm thinking, whoa, but that's not what my boss and your boss said. Jay, it reminds me of Drumline at the very beginning when Nick Cannon gets the scholarship, right? And then he's being told all this stuff that, hey, you getting a full ride, he's a P1 or whatever it is. Then when he gets there, the band coach is saying, no, you're, not a cockroach, but you got to make your way up. So he had a different idea in his mind.
Now, why do you make that
Are you trying to say like my boy doesn't know Drumline?
That's exactly. You'd say that because I'm white. So, hey, Jay, let me
whoa.
tell you about Drumline.
Hey, well, I said Jay. I was bringing Jay in. I already knew you were there.
Oh, okay.
So I'm saying, hey, Jay, do you also remember it along with Whitey?
Whitey, have you seen Drumline?
I have not. I haven't seen it. I know what we're talking about, and I know Nick Cannon, but no.
Attaboy.
Wow.
But no, you're right. I do get what you're saying. You're right.
I knew you.
Great analogy. Great metaphor. Great metaphor.
I think what JD was saying basically was I asked, what are the Kings getting if they get him? And I think he said they're getting a guy who thinks that he could take advantage of the dysfunction in Sacramento and he would have a lot of opportunities to shoot the ball because of that.
And he
I think
would.
That was the gist of it.
He would. And again, that's what Scott Perry, we mentioned this together. That's probably what Scott Perry is telling him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, real quick here, our person, place, or thing of the day, Adrian Stubbs from Maryvale High in Arizona. He's the first Arizona high school basketball player to score 100 points. And apparently he did this, Alan, in 3 quarters.
Ooh.
Yeah. Senior became the first Arizona high school basketball player to score 100 points in a game against Yuma Kofa on January 13th. Let's see. He's only 5 points away from the single-game state record of 75 by halftime. And when Jay sent us his story, I assumed, well, he must have had like 25 threes.
Right.
He only made 6 threes.
Yeah, I need that game film.
What are you trying to say, man?
I need that game film. Good for him, though.
That's amazing.
Congrats. What was he, a senior? Freshman?
Let's see. Phoenix, I think he is a senior.
Got to be a senior.
He came into the game averaging 24 points and no 4-year college offers.
Okay, then.
Just junior colleges.
Yeah, I mean,
I think I had 35 at the end of the first quarter. My coach gave me the green light. I was going to go.
Yeah, man.
I mean, you're just shooting every single time. Every single time they're just finding you and you're putting it up.
They're just trying to get a Muscali or
president
what?
of the mini committee.
Yeah. Kings could use them.
Uh-huh. One of the individual goals was to beat Nico Mannion's state record of 57.
Come on.
So there you go. Our person, player, or thing.
The former quarterback, Nico Mannion?
No.
Former Warrior.
Yeah, he was a Warrior player. Yeah, and his dad played.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I got you.
Congratulations, Adrian Stubbs, our first person, place, or thing of the day. 100 points, breaking an Arizona high school record in 3 quarters. When we come back, it's Stevie Johnson time. Stevie Johnson, who said the Eagles were going to win the Super Bowl. He joins us next on Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At InShape, we have a place for every kind of mover. The Sometimer, the early riser, the after-work grinder, the yogi, lifter, bodybuilder, walker, runner, swimmer, spinner, stretcher, rower, climber, jumper, dancer, boxer, sauna seeker, recoverer. Basically, if you walk, lift, stretch, or sweat, you belong at InShape. So whether it's your first time or your first time in a while, start the year strong and join today at InShape.com. Find a location nearest to you.
Catch all the action at Sky River Casino. Enjoy over 80 table games, more than 2,100 slot machines, and a thrilling high-limit room. Plus, with 18 elevated restaurants, bars, and lounge destinations, and Sky River rewards that add up and up. There's something for everyone. Just minutes from Sacramento, right off Highway 99 in Elk Grove. Join in the fun and experience new heights. Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Growing your business? It's all about having the right team on the court. At Bank of Marin, we partner with businesses in the greater Sacramento area, delivering personalized service and local expertise to help you make a slam dunk. Whether it's customized lending or solutions to keep your business growing, you'll benefit from local decision making, expanding, acquiring additional assets, or building a lasting banking relationship. We're ready for tip-off. Bank of Marin, your local business bank. Visit us at bankofmarin.com. Member FDIC.
Happy New Year, Susan. I really appreciate you picking up the bill for lunch.
I'm happy to. One of my New Year's resolutions is being better with money. So I've started using Upside, the free app that pays you cash back for buying gas.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I earn cash back just for buying the gas I was already buying.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make $200 to $300 this year.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play and start earning cash back on everyday gas purchases. Use promo code RIDER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents per gallon on your next fill up. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code RIDER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code RIDER. Code RIDER.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-718-4040. That's 800-718-4040. 800-718-4040.
At Sierra Pacific, your home's comfort comes first. Need fast heating or plumbing you can trust? Our skilled, friendly technicians are ready when you need them. Save 10% on heating or plumbing repairs this winter season. Get a heating system tune-up for just $79. Call today or visit SierraPacificHome.com. Legendary service and craftsmanship since 1984.
Sierra Pacific Solar Heating and Air. The guys in the big red trucks.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, inviting you to come join them every Wednesday for their midweek madness drawing, giving away $2,000 in total cash starting at 6 p.m. It's a safe and friendly environment, plenty of well-lit parking available, and it's conveniently located right there in downtown Sacramento. And remember, best food, best service, best games, 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Allen Stiles, you're in for a treat. Is this not the first time since you joined the show that we're going to be talking to our next guest?
Since I joined the show, yes. I was telling you, spoke with Stevie 2 Super Bowls ago. The last time.
Oh, when you and Jay were in Vegas.
Yeah, when the Niners were in the Super Bowl, spoke with Stevie.
Yeah.
But yeah, a couple years ago now. So it's good to chat with you again, Stevie.
Stevie John's with us.
That was a good time, man. That was actually solid. I like that kind of sparked this, so that was cool.
Yeah, man. Stevie, we got to ask you this. You said last week you thought the Eagles were going to win the Super Bowl. I know you said you didn't hope for them to beat the 49ers. It didn't work out. What surprised you the most about the way the 49ers went in there and won that game?
Well, I would just say everything about being in the game, considering that's not the original team that they started the season off with. And then when you have George Kittle come back after all the injuries he had, then go out and with the Achilles, a tough one like that, and yet the team still persevere and get through the Philadelphia Eagles. Stopping the run was major for me. I feel like with them making the Philadelphia Eagles a one-dimensional team and putting all the pressure on the playmakers, that was the key right there. And the playmakers didn't step up, so Niners did what they did.
Steven, does it feel like somehow, some way people are forgetting or at that time forgot how great Christian McCaffrey is? I cannot get over, and you would know just as much as anybody, I cannot get over that over-the-head catch that he had from Juwan Jennings. It wasn't a bad pass, but even CMC said that ball felt like it was in the air for forever. I know he doesn't run the football as much as he used to.
Or as well, yeah.
Yeah, some of these other running backs, these younger running backs. But are people still sleeping on how great this guy is even now?
You know what? I don't even think they sleeping on him. I just think it's one of those things like we need CMC to do everything. And what he's shown since he got into the league is he's that new style of running back, of a lineage of Marshall Faulk, but evolution of a Marshall Faulk type, But the way he played the game, I mean, he's dynamic in the pass game and in the run game. So you just need him to be the best player every week, and it can be something where you can get comfortable, and that's where people may tend to sleep. You don't think that is going to happen every time because it happens all the time. But, that's the challenge that he has to go through as a superstar player. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Stevie, Allen's my guy, but I got to apologize. He's talking about that Juwan Jennings pass. It wasn't a bad pass. It was a great pass by a wide receiver,
No,
Allen.
it was.
That's a wide
Right.
receiver.
That was pretty lit right there. I'm like, wow, okay, they got some supreme confidence in that boy. But I mean, if you've seen Juwan Jennings in Tennessee, he did everything. He was one of those guys that I was surprised that the Niners ended up getting him so late. I didn't know he was going to fall that late because he was such a game player. But, it's good to see him showing out. You're going to need everybody to show out against the Seattle Seahawks because they got so many talented weapons that's not going to miss plays like the Philadelphia Eagles did.
Yeah, Stevie, I wanted to ask you about that play. I want to know if this makes sense. Something I saw. Did you see it too, or am I just seeing things? When they ran that play, Juwan Jennings gets the ball, and he really sold it because he tucked the ball away and he put his head down and looked like, it's the end around or the double reverse. He did not sell that he was going to throw the pass until the last possible minute, and I thought that was one of the most important parts of that play.
Yeah, it is. And have any of you guys been to junior college?
Yeah, me.
Yes.
Yeah, most of us. And I think that was one of them savvy things. It was one of them things where, you can go with the script and be in a moment and be ready to read the defense and throw it there. But, he's been there before. He's been in the pressure and been in the fire before. So he know that he can utilize a few seconds to trick the defense a little bit more. And it definitely worked out because CMC had a lot of room. And with CMC being who he is, that's why he's in that situation. And it worked out for the 49ers.
Stevie, I'm trying to figure out the best way to ask this question because no. My first version of it is there a QB left playing better than Brock Purdy? But the other version of it is there any QB you would take right now that's left above Brock Purdy? So it's kind of dealer's choice. Let's go with the first one. Is there anybody left playing better than Brock Purdy right now?
You know what, man, it's to answer it honestly, I would say straight up, I would rather be on a team with Josh Allen because of the dynamics that he brings with his legs and obviously his arm talent. But when I speak about arm talent, you can say that about every single quarterback that's playing right now. Because Purdy, he's a gamer. He gives his playmakers opportunities. Sometimes he gives them too many opportunities, and that's what kind of hurts us at times. So I wouldn't mind playing with Purdy either because I'm a player that I feel like I'm going to get space, so he'll be successful with me. You can say the same thing about Darnold. As long as you don't put pressure on him, he's going to dot you up, and that's what we're going to need to do, put pressure on guys like Darnold. And same with Stafford. You know, I assumed Carolina was going to go out there and beat Stafford because of their DBs and what happened. Like, they almost secured the game, but the Rams wide receiver knocked the ball out of the Carolina Panthers DB hand and helped the Rams win. So, you know, anything can happen with the throwers, but when you add that dynamic with your legs, I mean, I've seen Josh do it a lot, and it's hard to go over him.
Stevie Johnson with us, of course, 8-year NFL veteran. Speaking of quarterbacks, Stevie, I saw on X that you said it was frustrating to see Aaron Rodgers go out like he did, and I believe you said you would love to play for him. Tell us about what you like about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Whitey, it was just wicked watching that game, just seeing how he was like prepared to throw the ball. There's so much space. And I kind of want to give you guys this mindset of when you watch the Kansas City Chiefs, when you seen Pat Mahomes get the ball to Travis Kelce, sometimes it's before the route even starts. You know, I saw a lot of that being just left on the table, and the receivers I don't think they was on the same wavelength as Rodgers, and it made Rodgers look bad. And I just took it personal because he's a California kid, went to JUCO, you know, and you just want to see them do good, especially with him being 42, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, you had the opportunity. Not to mention, I wanted him to knock out the Houston Texans, and so the Bills won't have to potentially go there. But yeah, man, a lot of that. And I say, I love to play for him because, I mean, it's a lot of easy money under there that I saw the Steelers not taking advantage of, and it was just frustrating watching.
Stevie, I got a question when it comes to the running backs. Now, I've been on this for a minute, and I want to get your kind of thought process on it. Does it seem like more teams are doing this running back tandem thing, or is that in my brain? Has there always been the running back tandems? As the Niners are about to take on the Seahawks, they got Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker, and obviously the Lions, they were one of these early teams that felt like they were doing it. Am I tripping? Or when I was coming up, it felt like everybody had that, you know, the bell cow running back, and then they would get, you know, spelled from time to time. But now it seems like there are more teams that have the two running back things than just have the main guy.
Yeah, you're definitely on it. And it's a cycle. That's the thing. It actually sparked up maybe a couple seasons ago, I would say. You know, but before then, it was the heavy pass attack, and you wasn't seeing too many, you know, running backs in a sense. It was mainly that one. It was that bruiser. But now it's come back to that, having those two backs. And yeah, you're on it. If you don't have that dual threat, I mean, it makes your running game one-dimensional in a season or in an era or generation in futures where people are getting better and better and the strategies is getting harder and harder to beat. You got to have a mix, and that's where you called it. Charbonnet and Walker come in. It was easy to stop Saquon Barkley because you knew what to expect from one guy in 4 quarters. But now you got a mix of guys. The shifty guy, or what is he gonna do? Go downhill? We don't know. So yeah, I mean, it's an advantage that you got to take advantage of, and that starts with like draft and free agency when you can find those guys that can fill those spots and do those things.
More carries for B-Rob, right? Ooh. More carries for B-Rob.
Need it.
Yeah.
Isaac Garendo, where have you been?
For real. And that goes back to Purdy. You know, Purdy got to get those guys involved, you know. So it's good to have a guy like Brock Purdy and all of these QBs right now. CJ Stroud, I don't know if he looked too good. Drake May, I don't know, same. It was similar. Like maybe the defense held him, but the rest of the quarterbacks look pretty solid to me.
Stevie, someone who played the same position or is playing the same position that you've played, of course, Demarcus Robinson, kind of a twofold question. D-Rob balled out. Where has he been? Why did he just pop out all of a sudden? And vice versa, somebody we've talked about, Kendrick Bourne. Like, where is Kendrick? I'm trying to put out a milk carton for my guy. What's the mixture and why did we see D-Rob versus KB work out this past weekend?
You know what? That is two things. One is, like, when they look like they like each other in that wide receiver room. Everybody get along and they want to see each other win. So they do what they're supposed to do for the offense for whoever's called up at the time. And that's what it looks like. You know, nobody's necessarily the guy except Slick Rick when he's in there and healthy. But everybody else is, hey, you go get if the opportunity's there, we'll get it to you. Jennings is kind of like a guy who you can get it to also. But still, it's a system there. And I believe it's just about being healthy. And with D-Rob being healthy and being in the right place as far as being in the slot and not being the Z guy who Kendrick has got a lot of attention because of what he did early, which is helping the system. So it's about being in the right place at the right time, I would say. It's not even a competitive thing or anything like that, I would say, from the outside looking in.
Stevie Johnson with us. When you go back to the 49er loss at Levi's to the Seahawks, 13-3, what do you think is the most important thing the 49ers have to do better against Seattle than they did in that game?
Great question. They have to attack downhill with Darnold. You have to attack him, put pressure on him. Whether you get there or not, you got to knock him off his spot or make him think twice. You can't let him sit there comfortably. And again, you can't rely on the Seattle Seahawks playmakers to make mistakes and miss passes because they've shown to make every single one of them that Darnold's put there.
Mm-hmm. So stopping the run also goes hand in hand with that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because when you're going downhill, you should be able to stuff the run and not get that extra 2 yards of non-contact if you're waiting to see what's happening. So, yeah, they have to be in attack mode. And I didn't really mention the stopping the run because – what Kendrick showed, what the D-line as a group showed was amazing. And I feel like they already locked in. So, they should already be attacking. But I honestly don't believe they should focus heavily on the running backs per se, as opposed to just getting on Darnold. And once you get on Darnold, you'll be able to get the running backs because they'll dang near be in the same place.
Stevie, when it comes to George Kittle, obviously he tears his Achilles and, you hate to see it. Now he's going to be out for a lot of next season. But when George has been out, Jake Tonjes has balled out, which is so funny because the Niners spent so long trying to maybe find the next great tight end to George Kittle. They signed Kittle to this extension. Now he pops his Achilles. What do you expect to see from Jake Tonjes, who is balled out? He did it in Seattle before, but he's balled out in his spots. And even moving forward into next season, does he feel like a guy that could maybe be a version of George Kittle? Obviously not the same thing, but at least a version of him.
Yeah, absolutely. I think back to my time when I had a guy named Josh Reed on my team, and he was ahead of me, and he ended up getting in. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It was James Hardy. James Hardy, he was ahead of me, and he ended up getting injured. So I knew that I was going to be able to get more plays, and that's the same thing right now that's going on in the tight end room. And we've shown to have a guy who's ready to make that impact, and he's ready for it. He's shown it. He never looked like the moment is too big, and he's being forced into a role, but he's not shy from it as we've seen.
Joined by Mr. Himothy himself, Stevie Johnson. AJ Brown had a little hiccup, him and Nick Sirianni, not putting you on the spot, man. Wide receivers are considered divas. What was your take on the outside of looking in and, of course, not knowing what was going on, but what was your take on the A.J. Brown and Nick Sirianni situation?
Oh, man, so you got to know Nick Sirianni. Coach Sirianni is a cool dude. You meet him outside the building. He probably won't even talk about football at all, where you like to eat, what's going on with the family and all that. But then you get inside the facility and he's a know-it-all. and that's the reason why he's made his way up to being a coach, a Super Bowl winning coach, because that's the type of fire he has, and that's the type of passion he has in his playbook. So when you have a winning team like the Philadelphia Eagles were, and then you got a guy who's complaining while you guys are winning, and then you make a mistake, Coach Sirianni's not the guy that's going to sit back and be like, oh, yeah, we'll handle it behind doors. Like he go wear it out on his sleeve. Like, yo, what's going on? You was talking all that. Let's go. Like, be able to, if you give it, you got to be able to get it back. And I'm sure that they're still cool. He don't have nothing personal, but that's the type of person that he is. And if me going to a receiver, that's why you don't talk when the team is winning or show that type of emotion. Like, especially after winning a Super Bowl too, like, man, it was just a bad setup for him, because now you making yourself have to be perfect to the public eye. You already got that pressure on yourself,
Stevie, could you explain to us from a player standpoint what makes a short week like the Niners face this week? What makes that so difficult?
Well, it makes it difficult on the body because, I mean, you got to think about it. You get up, you fly, you get into your city, your state, you get home, you got to get right back to the facility, and you're there for I don't know how long, considering this playoff time. And then you got to, circle back. You don't get that rest or that mental break. You're back at it. But do that really play a part? Not only when you lose. If you lose, it's like, oh, man, we had the short week. But other than that, it's like, yo, we got more football to go, and, the camera's on, and let's get it. But, yeah, you got to take care of your body, honestly. It's not even an option. You got to do the hot tubs, the therapy, and the stretching and everything, even the weightlifting, the drinking the water. The simplest things can sometimes be hard for you, but it's what you have to do.
Well, Stevie, we appreciate it as always. Your Bills are also on a short week, so that's your Super Bowl pick now, right? Bills against the 49ers?
Yeah, actually, Bills, 49ers. I had Eagles. I mean, you got to beat the best to be the best. And,
yeah.
It was hard to choose the Niners when they lost to the Seahawks at home and could have had home field advantage all playoffs, even throughout, to the Super Bowl. I'm going to continue to stay on the opposite side of the Niners, so hopefully they can keep proving me wrong and winning so we can get that Bills-Niners Super Bowl.
All right. Thank you, Stevie. We'll talk to you soon.
One love, family. Take care, guys.
Stevie Johnson, Himothy. The 49ers, as you may have read, they've changed up their approach to the short week this week compared to the way they approached the first or most recent Seattle game. Before the Seattle game, because they'd played it was their third game in 13 days or something ridiculous like that. And Kyle Shanahan said they backed way off. They didn't practice much. And they came out, they looked kind of flat. So, yeah, they've taken it easy. Let's see, Monday, they got back on Tuesday. But today and tomorrow, they're expected to really go hard. And they decided, no, we got to practice hard this week.
Just be careful, man. Just be careful.
What could happen?
I mean, you started the show yesterday with the EMF.
No, I did not. I said there's nothing to that.
I'm just saying, man, just be careful. You got this far, been dropping like flies. You don't need to go too crazy. You know the place.
Well, I guess Juszczyk said, hey, we took the wrong approach before the last Seattle game. We didn't work hard enough.
You know what this is, Whitey. It's just more reasons that they can tell themselves why they lost. That's it. Now we're going to practice.
Rationalizing. Why did we lose? It wasn't because they're better than us.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what this is.
Yeah, teams do that a lot, huh?
And that's what this is.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we didn't do this and we didn't do that.
Yeah.
So then they can, and I don't blame them. I do the same thing.
Basketball teams do that all the time when they can't guard people and they're just giving up dunks and getting run off the floor. What happened on defense? Oh, we weren't communicating.
Yeah, we weren't. We've been working on it.
Yeah, we just got to be 5 on a string and communicate better.
Well, throwing it back to Mike Brown, I think the big thing was he would get a little blitz happy, right? But then there'd be moments where at least I found myself saying, maybe you should blitz here. This guy's cooking you. And he would find himself answering the times where he didn't blitz or times where the team got cooked by the blitz. Well, if we would have done what we normally did here, then we would have won.
Mm-hmm. I got to circle back to your question to Stevie about Juwan Jennings' throw. It wasn't a bad throw.
I'm not saying it was a good.
Did you hear that, Jay?
No.
It wasn't a bad.
It was still, you know what I'm trying to say? It was still a tough catch.
Huh.
It's still a tough catch. It was a good throw. That doesn't mean the catch wasn't tough.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I'm just saying those over-the-head ones for a running back to make it.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad throw, but it was still a tough catch.
You know what makes it tougher, too, and I know as a baseball player you've had those catches, it's not any easier when you're wearing a freaking helmet.
No. Man. No. And you got A.J. Brown. I mean, he can't catch the ball that's hitting him in the hands, and he's a receiver. So we cannot take this for granted.
Nobody can catch anymore in the NFL.
Nobody can. And then when it's raining, you got the gloves that are the stick-em gloves. Then when it's raining, you take the gloves off. But I thought the gloves help. Then you put them on, and you take them off. Enough.
How do the 49ers turn Lumen Field into a haunted house for Sam Darnold, where he's seeing ghosts again? That's what the 49ers want. How do they do that? You know, the first game, he had the fumble where he fell down. Yetur Gross-Matos couldn't get his mitts on it. He had another throw late down the sideline that I think was caught by a defender out of bounds.
Yeah.
But no turnovers. And Seattle, second in the NFL in giveaways this year with 28, and Sam Darnold threw 14 interceptions. So if the 49ers, who don't exactly specialize in that, if they could get some of that going, they'd go a long ways towards winning. So how do they do that to Sam Darnold? How do you get him seeing ghosts?
Find a way to just close your eyes, pretend he's Jalen Hurts. That's how you do it. That's the best thing I can offer. Because here's the thing. All these things that I'm kind of razzing the Niners about, it is true, though. Because you were close, and you did see some cracks in the armor. You did not.
A little bit, yeah.
You did not get him to fully crack.
Yeah, he got the Gorilla Glue on it before you could.
You saw him wanting to do the Sam Darnold thing.
A little bit,
and he fought it. You
Yeah.
know, like in the Avengers when the Hulk is trying to come out and he pops back in, he's like, then pops back in. Sam Darnold almost popped out, but he was able to contain it. Can he contain it again? I wouldn't bet on it.
Mm-hmm.
But he tried.
Stevie says you got to get pressure on him.
Yeah.
The 49ers can't do that.
Yeah, good luck.
They can't do it.
Sammy is good for one, though. You know, like it's kind of prior to the beginning of this year. And, you know, the pumpkin, as Alan likes to talk about, the jack-o'-lantern started to come out for Matthew Stafford, right? There are quarterbacks who you know, for the most part, you look at their percentages, and I looked at Sam Darnold's, He's pretty much good for one throughout his career every game.
He's really one that you have to take advantage of.
Absolutely. And so the pressure is the obvious thing, but also I think is something that Salah is starting to do a little bit, which is he's disguising some of his defense a little bit better. A lot of times, and this is one of my pet peeves with the 49ers, and we just saw it again this past weekend, 3rd and 15, I think, and you give up a pass 3rd and 14, and then all of a sudden they convert on the, tush push. The 49ers show zone too quick for my liking. And more times than not, you can just read Ronaldo Green and Diamador Lenore as quick as possible. And Demo's the type of person, and he said it plenty of times, I would rather play in man coverage. But I also understand that the 49ers is more of a zone over top zone coverage type of team. So with that being said, you can easily see when the 49ers are playing zone. I think Salah in the second halves of a few games coming down the stretch has kind of made an adjustment, fellas. I truly do. In the beginning, first half, it's like, all right, there goes the zone. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens. Hopefully somebody can get to the ball, make a play. In the second half, it's being disguised a little bit better. So I'd like to see that in the beginning of the game. And I think if you can do that with Darnold, you got him under your wraps a little bit.
Fingers crossed.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll roll on with a look at Mike Brown's return, what it means for the Kings and their future. Next to the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Listen to the #1 sports lineup in Sacramento.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt George, and Kayla Anderson. The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Allen Stiles.
Every weekday live and local 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Online at SactownSports.com or download the app right on your phone. Your #1 source for all your Northern California sports. Sactown Sports 1140.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big Box Corporation. We're your neighbors, locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need, from reliable printers to high-performance copiers. We'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Planet Fitness has everything you need to start strong, so you can give everything you've got. From plate-loaded strength equipment and functional training areas to treadmills, stair climbers, and free weights. Our equipment is best in class, and our clubs are right around the corner, so you can go all in. Join Planet Fitness today for $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Deal extended through January 16th. Don't miss it.
See club for details.
Everybody loves the season of giving, but now the season of paying for it is upon us. That not-so-wonderful time of the year when millions of Americans open their credit card statements, stare in horror at the balance, and resolve then and there to find new ways to save money. If you're among those Americans, why not start by cutting your wireless bill in half right now with Pure Talk's Saver Plan? It's easy. You'll get unlimited talk, text, and 3 gigs of high-speed data on a super-fast, nationwide 5G network for just $20 a month. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Ho, ho, ho! And if you're active or former military or a first responder, you'll save an additional 20% every single month. That's pound 250. Say Mike Rowe for the gift that keeps on saving from America's wireless company. Pure Talk.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Catch all the action at Sky River Casino. Enjoy over 80 table games, more than 2,100 slot machines, and a thrilling high-limit room. Plus, with 18 elevated restaurants, bars, and lounge destinations, and Sky River rewards that add up and up. There's something for everyone. Just minutes from Sacramento, right off Highway 99 in Elk Grove. Join in the fun and experience new heights. Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Allen Stiles on Sactown Sports 1140.
Somebody says here in the text line, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140, if Allen brought up the idea of bringing Tomlin in as a consultant, Whitey and Jay would roast his ass.
Thank you, 530.
Text of the day nominee right there.
Thank you, 530.
Thank you.
Because they would. No, they would.
Mm-hmm.
You got more cachet, Whitey. As of right now, you got more cachet in the bank.
That's a good text right there. We got Mike Brown back in town tonight. Huge ovation, no question, right? Huge ovation.
You would think. I mean, are we even talking spatters of boos? I just don't know what you're booing, right?
Good point.
There was a lot of hearsay with the De'Aaron Fox thing. Did he want to leave? Did he actually request but not request. Then he had stuff to say. And at that point in time, I think more people were defending Domantas Sabonis because we didn't know where anything was going. So, hey, they are not, De'Aaron said something on Instagram. They are just coworkers. There's just a lot more with players than with coaches. Like Mike Brown never said anything negative about Sacramento. Coaches just don't do that because coaches are smart and they want other job opportunities. So they just don't do that. So I just don't know.
It has been done. He didn't do it.
It has been done, but compared to players, I just think it's different. I just don't know what you're booing. What are you booing?
Mm-hmm. Because he didn't badmouth the city. He didn't leave. He was dismissed. He was successful here. He's going to go down in history. People are going to look back, 10, 20 years down the road at the Kings and Mike Brown's like, why did they fire that guy?
Yeah. You get real in the depths of it with some of these fans that are, I guess, thinking about remember the whole John Collins thing, Whitey, how he had said no to John Collins or allegedly because of the IQ thing. But that's so.
I'm sorry, what? Please.
There was this, I guess, rumor that I believe, obviously before they got DeMar DeRozan, they were interested in John Collins. And apparently Mike Brown said it's a no-go. He's not a high IQ player. That had been floated around, but didn't even make it to your boy Evan Sittery. But that was a very local niche semi-report, non-report that came out. But that's the only thing that even.
But he was in on DeMar?
Well, I didn't say that.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't say that. Mm-hmm. DeMar on the team.
Yeah.
But I didn't say that. So that was this alleged thing that maybe happened, maybe didn't. But that is so deep in the weeds that person, I don't think there are even enough people like that to even make up spatters of boos. All most people need to know is that, or remember him for, is we went to the playoffs and then we stunk and then we didn't stink and then we missed the playoffs because there was injuries and then it got canned. Mm-hmm. The end. Mm-hmm. That was it.
Yeah. You ever wonder how things would have gone last year if he hadn't been relieved of his duties?
I do, but to that point, what we were talking about with Jay, I think tonight's maybe the last night I'll think about it. It'll come up from time to time, but I just wanted them to see, and I got to look this up before the weekend is over, but the amount of games that they actually played at full health before he got fired last season, because I think it might have been like 20.
Here's a question for you, Alan, on the YouTube chat. What days and times will Game Warden Stiles be at the Sacramento International Sportsman's Expo this week?
Come on, man. Hey, if you want me to help.
It's your place to be, bro.
Come on, man. I will help divvy out.
Be careful, because if they have that pond with the trout in it, Alan's going to be there.
They will.
Recording people.
I'm just checking cards. I'm just checking fishing
Are you
licenses.
authorized to be here?
I'm just checking. Let me just check, man.
See your ticket, please.
I opened up to y'all here. It's been a running thing on the midday show, or was a running thing on the midday show.
Yeah.
I have never, let me say this one time, I have never reported anyone. I'll talk about it on the air, but I have never, Alan Antonio Stiles, I have never reported anyone.
No, but you did say you're going to take your information to the mayor.
The mayor.
These are high-level conversations.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Rick has been hanging on to talk with the Drive Guys.
Guys.
Hey, Rick, what's up?
Hey, Alan, don't let them treat you like the little brother there. Anyway, I want to make a comment about the 49ers. I really think they need to focus on offense and scoring, because I think that's what's going to put pressure on Darnold, where he's in a position where he feels he has to score. And I think that's where he starts making the mistakes. But you guys switch gears. I want to make a comment about Mike Brown also. At the end of the season, he didn't really badmouth anyone, but he kind of alluded that things weren't great among the coaching staff. That I don't want to use the word backstabbing, but it kind of sounded like not everyone was on the same page. And I kind of have a gut feeling that's when you started losing some of the players and you lose Darian, because, he stated he wanted to stay with Sacramento. Mm-hmm. But I think the wheels were starting to fall off a little bit for some reason. Anyway, thanks, guys. I'll take your comments off the air.
Thank you, Rick. I don't think he ever had a problem with De'Aaron. Do you?
Yeah. No. I don't think he did.
No, but that ties into something that I was going to mention. You go back to his last season here, Mike Brown, which was just last year. Right?
Yeah.
It's incredible. And he would mention repeatedly that I'm telling the players what to do and they're not doing it several times.
Right.
So clearly that is an indication that for whatever reason he had, quote unquote, lost the team in a way. Mm-hmm. And I wondered, wow, why would you share that? I think he was to a point where I don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
I can't get them to respond to what I need them to do. But he had clearly, I remember I talked to somebody in the organization who I think was very fond of Mike. And this person said, I don't know if I wish they hadn't done that, but they had to do something because things were amiss.
Yeah, and I guess where this whole thing is going is if he doesn't say that or react like that, does he get more time to see this thing through? I would probably argue that if he was doing that, he heard what the whispers were. And again, we did not go into that season with butterflies and rainbows. He was essentially haggling with the, like you just said, could be the second most revered coach in Kings history, and he was haggling with ownership to try to get that extra year, whatever it was, on his contract. So I think he knew, hey, I'm signing this contract. I don't know how good I should feel about this going into it. Then you got injuries. And on top of trying to add in DeMar DeRozan. So there just wasn't a lot of time. So maybe he felt as if I'm not going to get a lot of time at this thing anyway. So I might as well dig deep here. But the one thing I will say about that, Whitey, going back to the possible spatters of booze that I don't think would happen, maybe it's the fan that would just ride for their players no matter what. And, well, he lost the locker room, Allen. That's what I would always hear. He lost the locker room, so we're going to boo him for that. But that's still not very booable.
Where coaches lose the locker room, and I think this had something to do with it. Don't know for a fact, but I think it's happened here before. Once players in any sport, on any team, in any league, they pick up on the fact that, wow, ownership isn't down with this guy. Mm-hmm. It's hard for that coach to have the same authority.
Yeah.
When players know, like, I don't know how much longer he's going to be here. It's easy to lose a team when the coach doesn't have the backing of the organization.
Yeah, and then you got to wonder where all that started. But I think there are times where
it started, like, to your point, pardon me, but you made the point. I think it's an accurate one. You could see in the negotiations that they weren't fully behind him.
But I'm saying that shouldn't affect you. Now, the De'Aaron thing is separate because we know De'Aaron said, if you move on from him, because think about it like this. Why is De'Aaron even having to say that? If you just extended him, or I guess this was in the process of the extension, why is De'Aaron even having to say that? So I think, to your point, maybe everybody knew going into the season this thing is a bit squirrely, because I was going to kind of combat what you're saying in that I think players will ride for a coach if they believe in him. I don't think it's all about, well, the GM or the owner doesn't like him anymore. They'll ride for you if they like you. I think it's just easy to get off the boat if you maybe already weren't a huge fan of him and well, they didn't even want to give him this extension, so why are we even listening to you?
Mm-hmm. When we come back, the whole Kuminga thing, how much better would he actually make the Kings? Next on Sactown Sports.
Listen to the #1 sports lineup in Sacramento.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt George, and Kayla Anderson. The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Allen Stiles.
Every weekday live and local 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Online at SactownSports.com or download the app right on your phone. Your #1 source for all your Northern California sports. Sactown Sports 1140.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like rugs. People say a rug would really bring the room together. And sure, you don't know what that means, but it sounds important. Suddenly you're using words like jute and sisal. Then you see the price and lose it, because how can the thing you walk and spill on cost so much? So you devote your life to taking down Big Rug. But then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds. So, looks like Big Rug is safe. For now. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
It's a new year, and Aleve is here to help you keep your New Year's resolutions on track. Whether it's a daily walk, hitting the gym, or spending more time with friends and family, Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, Aleve keeps you moving with long-lasting body pain relief so you can chase those dreams and achieve your goals. Don't let body pain slow you down. Keep going with Aleve, because this year is your year. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Guys, if your energy is low, your strength isn't what it used to be, or your drive feels off, it's not just getting older. For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Sacramento, you can start with a free T-check, exam, and consultation so you get real answers about your testosterone levels and overall health. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. This isn't guesswork or one-size-fits-all treatment. Revive specializes in personalized, closely monitored testosterone care designed to help men feel stronger, sharper, and more like themselves again. With over 120,000 patients treated since 2011, Revive Men's Health is trusted for results, not hype. If you've been putting this off, now is the time to act. Claim your free T-check and consultation and see if you qualify for 25% off TRT. This month only. Call 916-619-3000. That's 916-619-3000. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply, must medically qualify.
Come check out Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
They do not know what Sactown brings. When on the low, that's a Sactown thing. Talking about us, it's a bounce out thing. Must they forgot we some Sacramento Kings. Whole squad going crazy, yeah, we back with it. Northern Cali going crazy, one sack winning. If you doubted us, then ain't no back spinning. This is real.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Allen Stiles on Sactown Sports 1140.
Don't like to spend a lot of time talking about hypothetical trades, but Sam Vecini has a couple of trades he'd like to see in the Athletic. One of them involves the Kings, so since it's Sam Vecini, and again, he's not saying this is being discussed or it's going to happen. He says, I'd like to see this. It's a Kings trade, and we have talked about variations of this. What would you make of this? Warriors go for one last ride. What do you think, Alan? Warriors received Michael Porter Jr. Nets received DeMar DeRozan, Moses Moody, Buddy Hield, Devin Carter. Warriors 2026 first-round pick, 2028 first-round pick swap with Warriors. And the Kings get Jonathan Kuminga, Haywood Highsmith, and Zaire Williams. What do you think of that? Does that do anything for you?
Well, first of all, I want to say, yeah, I'm also not really big into hypotheticals. I just wanted to say
This is for you.
We're both on the same page here.
Yeah.
Me, hypothetical trades, come on now.
Right. You built the middays on the back.
That's right.
Of hypothetical trades.
Whitey gets it. Whitey gets it. You're damn right. But I would do this if I were the Kings. I'm trying to figure out if the Warriors, I know they were pick swaps, or there was a pick and a pick swap to the Nets. I feel like the Warriors would say that's too much because Michael Porter Jr. is still making a pretty penny. I know only 2 years left on the deal, but feels like the Warriors would say that's maybe a little too much. The Nets, they keep doing this with these players that are on bad teams and they play well and they get to trade them and they kind of, take these teams to the broke house over it. But I don't know that the Warriors would want to give up that much, but they might not have a choice.
Yeah, the way this would work for the Kings is they would send out the DeRozan deal and they'd send out Devin Carter. They'd take back the $11.8 million cap hit owed to Highsmith and Williams for the rest of the year to make the deal. Neither Highsmith nor Williams is guaranteed any money beyond this year, so the Kings could easily fit Kuminga's full salary into the fold, right into the slot they had for DeRozan. Yeah. I think it's what surprises me that the Kings were heavily pursuing Jonathan Kuminga. We've seen his value and his price do nothing but plummet, and they still don't have him.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's how much.
Although they can't get him until the 15th. Yeah.
Right, and we are.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Whitey, by the time we do this show tomorrow, it could be done.
Countdown has begun.
It could be done. It could be done, or it's done in a different way, and he goes somewhere else. But I think the main thing is we've been just talking about it ad nauseum is the whole idea of Malik Monk and how the Warriors just weren't really interested in Malik Monk. And, it's funny because back in the day, or even just not too long ago, it felt like, 3-team deal. Come on, that's unrealistic. Or, we'd have a caller call in with a 3 or 4-team deal. Come on, that's unrealistic. And you hear Scott Perry talk about it on the Hoop Genius podcast. They are realistic now because they have to be. So when I used to do the same thing myself, hear a 3-team deal. All right, come on, let's get real here. That's not going to happen. It's going to start happening more often because of these aprons and teams trying to fit through every nook and cranny. So if you're out there and you think, well, once they start talking about a 3-team deal, it's done. No, once they start talking about a 3-team deal, it might be more realistic these days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. By the way, I watched your Warriors last night, and they're playing pretty well. But they're 3 games over 500. Mm-hmm. They probably do have to do something if they're serious about making any kind of run.
Yeah.
And if they're not going to do that, their payroll is so high that they almost have to take a shot at it.
I'll say this, though, because I've been in the camp of you can't give up Kuminga and 2 firsts or whatever for Trey Murphy because I don't think Trey Murphy does enough. If you are only giving up a pick and a pick swap for Michael Porter Jr., and I know Michael Porter Jr. costs more money, but if you are doing that and it was a pick to the Nets though, right? For the Warriors, a pick and a pick swap.
The Nets get DeRozan, Moody, Heel, Devin Carter, Warriors 2026 first, and a 2028 first-round pick swap.
And I guess the Warriors are thinking, hey, the 2026 isn't going to be that good anyway. They get to keep their future picks for when it's Pajemski time. So I probably do. Now that I think about it, if you were willing to give up multiple firsts for Trey Murphy, I would do a first and a swap and the players for Michael Porter Jr.
Another thing I'm looking forward to seeing here is if the Kings do anything, are we going to have heard about it? Jeff Petrie, when he made trades, it's like they'd seemingly come out of nowhere. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
So there were no leaks.
Right.
Now, I know sometimes it's beneficial to a team to leak some of this. And I'm trying to think. The Schroeder thing we knew like weeks before that happened, right? So it's not necessarily a bad thing if the team tips their hand. But I'm curious to see what eventually happens, assuming something happens. Is it going to be something that we've already talked about a lot, or is it going to be something like, whoa, didn't see that one coming?
Yeah, the whole thing would be this Kuminga's situation, that's what we've been talking about. Anything else I do think would be surprising. I told you.
Well, I mean, like, pardon me, but Kuminga, I know Kuzma, Zach LaVine, Bucks thing, we've heard about.
But that would actually surprise me because I just personally don't believe in what the Bucks are attempting to do. So even though it would be familiar, it wouldn't be random to your point, it would still surprise me if it actually happened. So I guess that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
But
I gotcha.
The Kuminga thing, I do think could obviously happen. The Bucks thing we've talked about. But yeah, it could just be something completely random that nobody sees coming. Let me ask you this, since we did bring up Kuminga. Are we to the point now, because some people are high on Kuminga, some people aren't. You yourself, maybe not that high on Kuminga.
I'm going to ask you first if this is true. Allen wears a reflective sash when he is monitoring fishing holes. Snitch. That's on the text line. Is that
No.
true? Okay. No, I just had that. I'm sorry.
I never should have said anything. Should have waited
I'm
for
sorry.
a month
You were
in.
saying. Pardon me.
Should have waited a month in.
What am I thinking?
A month in, I should have waited. But do you think that we're getting to the point with this Kuminga thing where he could be in a tough spot if the Kings do trade for him? Like, I have a weird feeling it's going to be 4 or 5 years from now, and we're going to be on these airwaves saying, remember when Kuminga was supposed to save the franchise? I have a weird feeling about that only because it's just kind of built up so much, and we don't even hear the Kings talk about any other players. Now, obviously, hopefully they get a top 3 pick. Hopefully they get the first pick. But I don't know. I feel like we're maybe putting too much on Jonathan Kuminga. He's getting DNPs. And I know Steve Kerr can't stand him, but I don't know. I feel like this is starting to get uncomfortable for me, and where this Kuminga thing could be in like 3 years.
I know there's a lot of people, a lot of Kings fans who still see Jonathan Kuminga as a potentially great player, and maybe they're right. But it seems to me that there's fewer of them than there used to be.
Yeah.
So it seems to me like expectations for him have come down a little bit, certainly as his value has come down. But if they do acquire him, all he has to do is have one big game, where, they lose by 19 and he scores 24 and has a dunk that none of us have ever seen before. Then it's going to be, everyone's going to be jumping on that. And, the organization will try to fuel that.
Right.
Fan that flame. And then it's going to be, oh, Kuminga, he's the greatest ever.
Yeah. Well, because
I think that will lead to disappointment, in my opinion.
Yes, because he's coming off of the playoff series where Steph didn't play. He balled out. That was the last time we saw him, and then that was when, delirious Warriors fans were saying, it's Keegan or nothing. It's Keegan or nothing. And it was nothing. And then that was when he was going to show up the next week.
They didn't do that, huh?
They were never going to do that. Then things got a little bit more realistic. We go to the offseason. Then the season starts, and Kuminga's balling out again. We told you, Keegan or bust, Keegan or bust. And then a month later, he gets DNP'd. And now, like you said, I think the only saving grace for the expectations for Kuminga is if you don't give much up. And no disrespect to those that were in that Sam Vecini deal. I think a lot of people would say, hey, we were probably going to say goodbye to DeMar DeRozan anyway, and whoever else was in that deal. We didn't give up the 2026 first or the 2027
You're right.
first.
Yeah. Sam actually mentions that. He says, I don't know about Kuminga, but I could see how the Kings would do that at that price.
Yes, exactly.
We'll come back with Whitey's wish list for tonight and get you ready as if you need any more help getting ready for the Kings and the Knicks next on Sactown Sports.
The San Francisco 49ers advance.
Over the middle, tip, incomplete. San Francisco takes over, looking to take away the upset.
The Seahawks are next.
He's got it, and 20 more. Touchdown, Seattle.
Listen to the San Francisco 49ers playoff run on Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Chad, what's happening for the Start Something New sales event?
If you're struggling to find the heavy-duty Ram you need, you'll find it at Hoblet. Plus, right now you can save up to $12,500 off MSRP on new 2026 Ram 2500 and 3500s, starting as low as $46,995.
Well, what makes Hoblet the best place to get a new Ram truck?
It's simple. We are truck people and have the truck you want at the best prices. We have over 400 new Rams available, one of the best selections of new Rams in all of California. Unlike the other guys that only have a handful of heavy-duty Rams, we have hundreds. If you need a heavy-duty Ram, Hoblet has it.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$12,500 total net savings on select new 2026 Ram 2500 Laramie after $3,500 factory rebates and $9,000 Hoblet discounts. Rebates include $2,000 select inventory cash on select inventory, $500 on the job upfit, must show eligible upfit. 5 net savings, $46,995 for 2026 Ram 2500 Tradesman. VIN number 190143. See dealer for details.
Logan Fury did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he bought a mini treadmill. Is walking on it during video conference calls more distracting than he thought? Yes. And is that because he overestimated his foot-eye coordination? Definitely. But it's Logan's savings, and if he wants to burn calories and any chance at a promotion, we say, good for you, Logan. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here's a tale of Linda trying to lose weight, but the med prices she found were all over the place.
Hidden fees and markups made her jaw drop low. Then she found Good RX. Now she's in the know.
GLP-1 subscriptions FDA approved.
With clear upfront pricing.
And same-day pickup.
That's Good RX, the no-nonsense way. Save time and money on prescriptions.
Get to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
When winter weather hits and the power goes out, will your family still have heat, light, and communication? The Grid Doctor 3300 solar generator from My Patriot Supply gives you serious off-grid power. It'll run heaters, refrigerators, medical devices, and more without gas or noise. Right now, you can double your power for free with a free expansion battery when you order the Grid Doctor 3300. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com and get your Grid Doctor 3300 today. That's MyPatriotSupply.com.
At Sierra Pacific, your home's comfort comes first. Need fast heating or plumbing you can trust? Our skilled, friendly technicians are ready when you need them. Save 10% on heating or plumbing repairs this winter season. Get a heating system tune-up for just $79. Call today or visit SierraPacificHome.com. Legendary service and craftsmanship since 1984.
Sierra Pacific Solar Heating and Air. The guys in the big red trucks.
KHDK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Like the beam for Sacramento Kings. We the beam team, ayy. Like the beam for Sacramento Kings. Like the beam.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Game night is coming up. Mike Brown's return to the Gold One Center. We'll get to that in just a moment. Before we do, want to look at a couple of things that have actually happened today in the world of sports. Alan was just sharing with me. First of all, we had the news on Fred Warner that Fred Warner says he is not ruling out playing this Saturday. So that's what he says. It's hard to find anybody who is in the know other than Fred Warner who will tell you, yes, yeah, probably not going to happen. Fred Warner says, we'll see. I'm not ruling that out. But you said there's a new video today?
Yeah, there's a new video, and he's pumped up. He's running around.
There you go. If he's running around and pumped up, he's good to go.
Yeah, I think what it is he's using this as motivation to the team. Hey, boys, get us there, and I got you. Because that is what everybody's saying. Win this one, and he probably will be back for the NFC Championship.
Do you put him out there, and I know you don't have a lot of roster spots you can play with, but do you put him out there like for the first snap? Just have him out there and take him off, and then,
what is
like
this?
Willis Reed.
No.
Willis Reed, baby.
It's not the same as Boobie Miles running back, something like that. The game planning is the game plan. If you're Seahawks offense, obviously you don't want him to play. But, I mean.
You ever heard the story of Willis Reed? 1969, Game 7.
Yeah.
And Willis Reed had a pulled hamstring or something, or tore up his knee, and they're playing against Wilt Chamberlain. Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Willis Reed starts the game, hits the first basket of the game, hits another basket, and he's out.
Yeah.
He's done. And the Knicks go on to win their first championship.
Right. Maybe it'll pump them up. I think they're just as pumped up knowing that if you can get this done.
Yeah, you may be right.
All we got to do, and we get Fred back.
Yeah.
Right?
Obviously, I'm kidding. I mean, if there's any doctors there that are saying, no, it's not healed, you can't play him yet.
Yeah.
Although I just have a hard time imagining how they would let him run around like that if it's not healed.
I mean, he's definitely running around.
Yeah.
He's for sure running around, but this is no pads, no hitting, and the way he plays, I don't see it happening. I think it's all hey, let's keep the guys pumped up, and I think he will play next weekend. But you got to get there. You got to get. Maybe he'll play.
Yeah, maybe. I hope Ricky P plays. Tricky Ricky P.
Yeah. No videos of him. Haven't seen no videos of Ricky floating around.
But speaking of video, we saw video last night of Rich Paul, LeBron's agent, of course, talking to Austin Reeves' agent. And that's after Rich Paul on his podcast with Max Kellerman said, I think the Lakers should trade Austin Reeves to Memphis. LeBron last night after they played the Hawks, they beat the Hawks 141-116. LeBron was asked about it. He was asked about his agent having a podcast in which he talked about the Lakers trading players. And LeBron said, Rich is his own man. You know, what do you want me to do? I hope people know that. I hope people know that. And if they're not sensible to know that, then I don't know what to tell them. But now Rich Paul on his podcast talked about talking with Austin Reeves' agent.
I'm telling you, this guy is putting out more podcasts than Matt George. It's incredible. Every day, the dude
That's
has
a lot.
Nobody does that. Not even
He milking
Draymond.
that thing, brother.
Every day, this dude has another podcast. And yeah, the long and the short of it is, here it is. He goes, my guy Reggie, who is Austin's agent, we talked about it, and I'm like, look, Reggie, you're my man. I want Austin to know this is not about Austin Reeves because I love the player, love the person. I actually need him to help me with my golf game. I'm not trying to mess up anything with AR. This was a hypothetical take, not something that was going to happen. Secondly, I believe it's very complimentary to AR because he's in a team or on a team with two future Hall of Famers, and he happens to be the asset. I'm not trying to mess up anything with AR. And then there's just a space, and it says, Max, if I were the Lakers, I would give serious consideration to moving Luka. Now, again, I told you I haven't heard it, so I don't know if he's just playing, let's stir up something else. But, this is what happens when people are just – and I don't know how Rich Paul is bored. Isn't he engaged now to Adele, and they're enjoying their time? So I don't know how he has his free time when he's running this agency that he has to do this podcast.
You're saying he's rolling in the deep, I guess is what you're saying.
That is what I'm saying. And I'm saying clearly you're doing this, and Max Kellerman is having the biggest comeback. All he did was hop on with Bill Simmons, and now he's the comeback player of the year. But I just don't know why Rich Paul feels like he needs to do this podcast.
Yeah, I just wish LeBron and Rich Paul would just take some responsibility for what they're doing. And just recognize it. Okay. I mean, rather than, oh, no, it's a compliment. Just recognize it. At the very least, there's a lot of fans that listen. And you could be, if I'm Austin Reeves' agent, I'm saying, could you just back off of that? Because you can say all you want about how much you love him and you need his help with his golf. You need his help with your golf game. But you're not doing him any favors by publicly saying when your client is one of the most famous players in the world and he's on the Lakers, you're not doing my guy any favors talking about, hey, I would trade him. Why do you need to do that?
No.
But then rather than acknowledging that, oh, I see what you mean, it's like, hey, no, it's a compliment. And then LeBron, what can I do?
Yeah.
I just wish they'd go ahead and do it anyway if you want, but at least take responsibility for what you're doing and saying.
Right. We've been over the idea of, hey, they technically didn't do anything wrong, might make people uncomfortable, but if you want to do it, then do it. But let's not patronize people.
Yeah. Let's not pretend that this is all harmless fun.
And I'm somebody that's not. I've grown to not be a LeBron hater. I think early on I was a LeBron hater.
What changed your mind?
Because
I'm kind of the same way.
Just getting older, I guess. Just him getting older, me getting older. I think when you throw kids in the mix, him being with his kids, and before the whole Bronny to the league thing, he just seemed more human to me. He's been funnier, right? So he doesn't bug me as much as back in the day. But that's the one thing that has always bugged me about LeBron, just the playing dumb thing. Like, I don't know what's going on. He's just done this so often. Oh, well, LeBron's not in charge of any of the moves being made. And even the JJ, Chris Watkins and I would go back and forth about the JJ Redick thing. So he had no say. That's just his podcast partner. Just zero set, zero.
Yeah.
Zero. So that's my thing. And obviously, I get he can't say, oh, no, I did. I said, hey, my podcast partner, he seems pretty smart. But it's just when LeBron goes into the patronizing version of himself, that's what still annoys me. Nothing else really annoys me anymore because he's kind of harmless at this point.
What changed my mind on LeBron is just having seen him for so long and then recognizing that he ain't going to be around playing forever.
Right.
He'll be around a long time.
Yeah.
But, and I got to see many greats come and go. And I remember when Magic and Bird were playing in the finals and sitting there thinking, man, we're not going to get this every year.
Yeah.
We've gotten it a lot here, but it's going to end at some point. And I'm going to miss LeBron. I don't know that I've ever rooted for him, but when he's not playing anymore, I'm going to miss the privilege of watching him play basketball.
And I think, weirdly, you get Luka, but they weren't really threats. I guess even last season they were more of a threat, weirdly, than this
that's
season.
The other thing about Rich Paul's podcast when he says, they're not even contenders.
Right. But
and
LeBron,
he's right about that, but you don't need to do that.
But he took the $50 million, and where is he going to play next? Or he's done? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't bother me as much, but the patronizing stuff, come on, man. It's okay.
Yeah. When LeBron's your client and you're telling Laker fans, along with every other fan, that this team that my guy's on, they're not serious contenders.
Yeah.
You're indirectly taking a shot at the GM.
Yeah.
And don't pretend you're not.
And I'll take this opportunity as we're kind of launching this new lineup, and obviously we got some good things going on.
Are you mad about Deuce coming on the midday show?
No,
again?
I'm over it now.
Okay.
I'm over it now. But, the idea of the whole old media and new media thing, and how I feel like we're doing a good job of really blending what was old media and I guess newer media. I feel like we're doing that at a good rate here at the station, at the network, whatever you want to call it. But the one thing I always got on Draymond and the whole new media people about is they got in front of mics and then started doing the thing that people have done for years. You know why? Because it gets clicks. If Rich Paul was just talking about Austin Reeves and his golf game, he's not trending anywhere, right?
Yeah.
And Draymond's fallen into it too. And they were the guys that were all saying, we don't need to do hot takes. We're just going to talk X's and O's. That was JJ Redick's whole thing. And JJ did stay true to that with his Mind the Game pod with LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron.
But he didn't. You're right. He didn't really need to do the hot take thing. He had LeBron. But all these other guys, they say they don't want to do it, but ultimately it's what works. And Rich Paul knows talking about now why he needs that money. I'm not checking pockets, or pocket watching. But the idea of if I talk about trading these guys, nobody is chiming into Rich Paul's podcast just to hear him small talk with Max Kellerman. What are you going to say that you probably shouldn't say? Mm-hmm. And he knows that. Mm-hmm. He knows that.
What do you know about Mike Brown's return tonight to the Golden One Center? We think we know.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get a huge ovation, I will be stunned.
He's going to get a huge ovation.
Yes. If he doesn't, I mean, maybe it's a little subdued just because he's not coach of the Kings anymore, but I would expect it'll be a very, very boisterous and enthusiastic ovation.
Well, even during crosstalk, when I think I wasn't fully listening, but I think what Matt was saying was put him in the room that the home coaches where Mike normally was, put him in there?
Oh,
is that what he was saying? Or
well, just for when he addresses the media.
Yeah, put him in there.
Enough room for everybody.
Right, and I've never
said he ain't getting no special treatment.
But think about it like this.
At him.
But think about it like this. What were they gonna walk past Doug as he's leaving, right? And then Doug's coming to do his presser. I don't know that Doug would like. I don't know if Doug would like that. Why you got him in here?
Was it him? Was it Matt George, or was it you that said they did that for?
No, it was
David Adelman. Huh?
Yeah, it was Matt.
Yeah.
And the other, and I get it. There's the away room is small, so I understand it's more of a logistical thing than please, this is your old home. I get the logistical aspect of it. The other part is what else do you do for him? Because we were going back and forth about, can't really do a montage for
coaches.
A
don't
coach.
Get tribute videos.
No. So it's going to be, I guess, just the beginning of the game, and that's it, right? Just Scott Moak saying, "Head coach."
Yeah, well, that's a great question. How does Scott Moak play it, and can he play it however he wants?
Right? Do they want to? I mean, they fired him.
Yeah.
It wasn't a got to take a different opportunity because there's two. Both
go
ways
a different way. Yeah.
Both ways are awkward, right? If he left you, let's say the Knicks, how they were going after teams that have already employed coaches. If he left you, then if I'm the ownership management, hey, well, you left us, right? We okayed it because we kind of had to. You left us. Then that's kind of awkward. Or the other one is we kicked you out.
It's tricky for Scott Moak, I would think, and he's a wonderful, wonderful guy. I'm not criticizing him. But NBA announcers now, they get the mandate that when you're talking about the other team, especially when the other team scores a basket, or even when you're introducing the starting lineups, you have to sound like your dog just died when you mention their names.
Yeah.
So how can you, Jalen Brunson,
I think,
and then go, and Mike Brown.
Yeah.
You can't really do that.
I think he can. I think he takes the slap on the wrist. That'd be my guess. I think he takes
maybe a little bit. And
I think
coach of the Knicks.
Right.
Mike Brown, how about, I don't know.
And then they give it just a longer break, because it reminds me of River Cats now. Then you just give it a longer break.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And let it rock.
Yeah.
And then do whatever they do next.
Sometimes it sounds like NBA PA announcers, when the other team scores, it's almost like they don't say anything. It's like, no.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm wondering who.
Instead of, it used to be basket by Luka Doncic, and now it's like, yeah.
Yeah. Or the assist will be from.
Yeah.
One more time?
Are you all right?
One more time?
But that's the mandate now.
But what do you mean that's the mandate? What does the mandate say?
Well, it just seems like it's the etiquette now in the NBA.
Yeah.
There was a time, Alan, when, you didn't have fireworks before every game. Mm-hmm. I don't mean to sound like, well, back in my day. But, you might do that if it was like a game 7. Now you got, a game against the Wizards on a Tuesday in February.
Yeah.
No!
But
gotta go hard, baby.
No, you're talking to the wrong person, because when you come to a River Kitties game, it might be your only time, right?
Sure.
So I got. It's time. You're gonna see Dinger doing backflips. That could be the only game they go to, Whitey, even if it's Tuesday against the Wizards.
I think a lot of that started with Ray Clay and the Bulls, but that was the stinking Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
And now,
but
they played the Alan Parsons Project.
Yeah, but you got to do it.
Do you?
Yes.
I guess.
So what? Should you sound different?
I get embarrassed.
Why?
Because they were just on a couple nights ago. When you got two teams and they're really not very good teams, and then you had the video with the lion and the eyes shining, and whoever it is, Malik Monk, whoever's walking through the forest. I'm like, I know everyone does this, everyone does it, but really, do we really need? Is it not a little excessive? Is it not a little excessive?
It's a show, and I think it matters more when your team is not good.
Okay.
I think when your team is rocking and rolling, right?
The Warriors have one where they're standing like where they have all the supplies and the docks or something.
Yeah.
And what do you call those things? Where the canisters,
like beans, or
big with the big
shipping containers.
Yes,
so
thank you.
So you don't like
they're green and gold. Excuse me, they're blue and gold. And like Steph Curry, it's like.
But you don't like they're in the forest with the purple eyes.
I'm not crazy about it.
I think, Whitey, the argument to it is this. It's kind of what
it's
Alan
not going to
is,
change, I know, and I get it. I know you guys are right.
It's kind of what Alan is talking about, and it's the how many times, LeBron's been getting flambasted for not playing back-to-backs, right? And I believe that tonight or yesterday or whatever the heck is going to be or tomorrow's going to be the first one. But it's the point of this may be your only game of the season, and you want the experience.
Yeah.
It's the same argument. Well, I paid a ticket because I came to watch LeBron, and he's not playing. It's that argument.
I understand it.
Truly.
I understand
you
it.
just don't like it.
Campy says for the price of an NBA ticket, you should get a shot.
Yeah,
Get everything.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing, too. What they can't have out in these streets is, Whitey, we have a conversation. You went to a Wizards game. I went to a Lakers game. We're talking about our experience, and I'm saying, man, they had LeBron. It was on a Saturday, and they had, explosive device. It was great. It was all this fireworks. And you say, well, I went on Tuesday, and now I get it. Maybe the price wasn't the same, but you might be thinking, why didn't I get any of that?
Yeah, you're right. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I didn't get no fireworks.
You're right. You're right.
Truly, it's the season ticket holder, the blessed, the people that are in the building quite a bit, the media. It's kind of like, ho-hum. It is what it is. I've seen it, 50 times this year.
And I've been both, Jay. I've been fortunate enough to be a season ticket holder. And
I know, man. That's what I said. You're blessed.
Yeah.
You're blessed, bro.
This is on the text line. Yeah, my buddy and I have talked about this quite a bit. When you go to a lot of games, the pregame yelling gets old. Marty from Philly. Shout out Marty.
Well, he's just upset because he's from Philly.
Right, but if you don't go, you got
No,
916.
I know. I'm just saying.
916 in Philly. It's getting cold.
And I know when you take the kids and everything.
When you take the kids, you better do the fireworks. Yeah. I want fresh hour now. I need it all.
Who's ready for some Kings basketball?
Right. I'll give you this, though. And this is
He's very good.
This is somebody, and shouts out as we talked about the Kings entertainment, staff for a very long time. They're highly awarded and decorated
Yes, they
and
are.
everything else. I will say this, and this is for the fresh, this is for the moke, this is for the, the Mo and everybody.
Certainly for Slamson.
Slams, do something a little different, though.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, it is repetitive, and that I agree with Marty. I agree, season ticket holder. It looks the same, it feels the same, and that's okay because we're talking about first-time people and family, but you can freak it a little bit. I think you have to kind of get a little bit, creative in how you go about saying and time and what angle you come out from, or and I know Slamson comes out on the skates and right. Like, do something a little different here and there.
But you know what? I think it does kind of compare to this job. And let's say it's the Draper thing. We haven't seen the text today, but hey, where's Kyle Draper? Even though it feels like we've been talking about the fact that we made all these changes at the station, somebody can't listen all the time. Even when every time, we've gone over the Kuminga stuff, we have our P1s that'll say, man, we're doing this Kuminga thing.
What's a P1, Alan?
What do you mean, what's a P1?
What's a P1? I mean, there's people out there dude, you're in the weeds.
Yeah, P1s.
They listen all the time.
P1s
Right.
are just
Primary listeners.
Primary
There you
listeners.
go.
They
All
listen every day. They're on the YouTube for all 3 shows every day.
All that type of terminology you're using, like,
Well,
I know what that is.
P0, P1. You can be a P0 or P1. There's a lot going on here. Just have a fishing license. So there's a lot of people, right, that they will say, man, we've been over this before. But I think there's even more people out there that were running around, got to drop their iguana at the vet, whatever it is, and this is their first time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the same version of the Kings, Jay, to switch it up. And they're probably thinking the percentage of fans that are going to more than 5 games is probably so small. We just got bigger fish to fry than to switch it up for that smaller group.
Here's Whitey's wish list for tonight. Again, I know you're right. I just sometimes, if I'm being honest, and that's what we do, I sit there and it's like, really?
I can't believe you said that on the air.
Number 1, I have 3 wishes. My wish is 3. Standing ovation for Mike Brown. No way, he does not 100% deserve that. 2, the Kings need to compete at the defensive end tonight to avoid an embarrassing blowout. Wouldn't it be embarrassing to get blown out by a Mike Brown team on your home floor? I mean, I'm talking about a bad one. If you don't defend tonight,
you can't have a bad one.
You run the risk of one of those bad ones. And the Knicks are a really good offensive team. And then my 3rd and final wish, DeMar keeps it rolling. against a coach who has been suggested, asked him to consider coming off the bench. DeMar is 32 for his last 51 over the last 3 games for 78 points. So Mike Brown, yay! Kings compete defensively, and DeMar keeps it rolling. Those are my 3 wishes for tonight.
I like them.
Mm-hmm. I'm not even saying they're predictions. That's what I want to see.
You know what I was thinking as far as we've been using this word a lot today, awkward.
Yeah.
Doug, do you think he maybe not rehearsed, but he knows he's going to get a Mike Brown question? Probably already has at practice.
Sure.
But this is the one, what they've
He's already talking now, isn't he?
Actually, Jay, speaking of something different, you know what they've been doing? They've been replaying the Doug Christie pregame pressers in the arena.
Really?
Yes.
There you go.
That's
Dope.
I haven't seen that before. So I do wonder, like you said, Whitey, he's about to talk or is talking right now. Did he maybe not rehearse, but said, hey, this is what I want to make sure I say, and just get out of that question. It's the elephant in the room. Somebody's going to ask it. Probably, I'll make a guess. Maybe Biederman, somebody like that, right? And then you answer the question, make sure you hit what you want to hit, and move on from there.
Of course. I mean, that's just prudent, whether you're a second-year head coach or you've done it for 30 years.
But
right?
what I'm saying is he probably had to think about it a little bit more today than normal.
Yeah.
Because of this specific situation.
Yeah. Because that's a potential minefield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you gotta, write that out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really write a lot of stuff out.
Uh-huh. What are you wishing for tonight, or what do you expect to see?
I want a good game. I want my first win against the Knicks. Like I said, I've been out here. The Kings have played the Knicks, I think, 4 times. I don't think any of the games have been close. We got tickets from one of our old bosses, and my buddy came out from Oakland, him and his girl. We did the double date thing. Hey, you're going to get to see a beam. Did not see a beam. They have not beat the Knicks, so I don't know that that's going to happen, but competitive game. How about some of the young guys rolling a little bit? And this is what I want.
Yeah?
This is what I want. Keon Ellis, dog game. Not the dog house.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Not the dog house. Who let the dogs out?
He's a dog.
That's what we need. Keon Ellis. Hey, Mike, you wouldn't play me? Ooh. Mm-hmm.
Do you think it was Mike who decided not to play him? Because I do, because Mike had talked to the media about why he wasn't playing him.
Yes.
And I think if that was a front office thing or higher than that, I don't think Mike would feel compelled to explain why he wasn't playing a guy.
I don't know if that's the case because, again, if you are in savior you-know-what mode, he might have felt like if I take this grenade, maybe they'll be happier with me.
He didn't strike me as the type who would do that, but you may be right.
Well, if he did, it didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't make a difference anyway.
I get a little nervous with the 2 wins in a row because, like TC says, we want AJ to Bansa.
Well, I'm looking here, and last time it cleared out, Knicks minus 10.5. So you should be safe.
Mm-hmm. But this is why this season is so difficult. You want to see the team play well, and you want to see them show out in front of Mike Brown, but some of these wins don't help us, Alan. It's difficult.
But
being a fan this year.
Let me ask you this though. Again, after this game, right? There's certain ones that we would have been okay with. I think the Warriors, the Rockets one, you really didn't need to beat them, but they did the bulletin board stuff. Always nice to beat the Lakers. You can get this one against the Knicks, but there's a bunch of games that there's just no connection to, no need to win. It's the Wizards. I know they're not good, but Wizards, Blazers, Heat, Raptors.
And you still have just about a game every other day for a while, don't you?
Yeah, at Cavs, at Pistons. So it's a while before there are any games where a fan would say, this would be nice. I think tonight is the last one because when they go to New York, who cares to play the Knicks? I think next week. But after this, you can get back into tank mode. But you can take this win tonight.
Okay, and I think you've made the point. If you're able to make some of the trades you want to make, it's going to be hard to win games whether you want to or not down the road.
You got a big problem. You got a big problem if you don't make any moves for the trade deadline and you're shelling out a team that is starting to figure it out against a very soft, what is it, March and April? I think it's the second half of March and then all of April. You can't have this team running out there.
You coming back tomorrow?
I'm going to be here.
Yeah.
I'm going to be here after IKEA.
All right. Thanks for being with us. Stick around. We got game night coming up next. We'll talk tomorrow. Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
We them ones don't want none. Real ballers, what they wanna say. Big checks for the jealousy. If we play, know we finna eat. Cause this all it. Big winner energy.